32-yard line. Coming up to the right hash, looking for a little hole. Looks like he's got some room. Breaks one tackle and drugged down at the 30-yard line by number 12 for the Patriots. That was Jackson Grant.
It's always exciting when you see, they got tackled like that. You see the Pisgah kicker getting ready to make a tackle, so it's almost like, oh, he's going to break it. But that's you're great. It's decent starting field position, a triple option field position, not that important. It's really just a matter of getting manageable third downs. That's what's important.
And we've seen that when Pinecrest has been successful. They've won first and second down offensively when they've struggled in times in games, and especially that first game, 3rd and long. So it's McCarthy under center. Holler's going to come in motion. They're going to try to draw him off sides. Look to the sideline, change the play up. McCarthy again going to play football at the Citadel. The senior plays both ways. He's going to keep it on a little midline, and he's got about 3 yards. They're going to give him 2. He'll get the ball out to the 33-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and 8. We didn't see McCarthy carry the ball as much last week. It was a lot of dives and getting to the edge.
Right, and that's just a testament to how big this playbook really is. The fact that McCarthy and Barozas and Holler can all run it. I just saw Barozas and Holler taking the majority of the runs last game, and they can also pass it. So it's really it's a huge threat to the defense, the size of that playbook.
Brooks Binkley in at the B-back, the fullback spot in this triple option. Carried the ball a lot on the first drive last week. I think totaled 60 yards on the first drive, and it'll be McCarthy outside of Barozas, getting to the edge, down the sideline to the 45 to the 50, and knocked out of bounds there. Triple option gets out to the edge. Very successful there for the Paladins' first down of the game.
And an athlete like Michael Barozas, all you need is a little bit of space, and he's shifty and it had the acceleration. He just needs a little bit of space. He can get going real fast. I think the fastest player on that team, and really effective weapon for this offense.
Barozas, the junior, 5'8", 162. We've seen him do a nice job running the football last week, 2 weeks ago against Discover. I thought he did a phenomenal job blocking on the edges. Carson Holler got a lot of carries that game. So you talk about a lot of threats here. McCarthy under center. He's going to keep it, gets it out to the edge to Holler. He's got it at the 50, trying to get to the edge. Stiff arms one man down to the 46-yard line. He's pushed out of bounds. And that was a long run for only a few yards, but any positive yards in this triple option on first and second down are a good thing.
Right, and it opens up the middle of the field a little bit. You get out to the edge like this real fast, and you should be able to run up the middle a little bit. And when you're passing, this really helps the passing game, so that the defense, when you're going outside, they don't know what to expect, a pass or a run. You can always do that trick play when you run out and you throw it downfield. So it's again, that huge playbook.
2 receivers for McCarthy. Binkley to the far side. To the near side, it's Corey Downs. We saw them throw out of this formation a handful of times last week. See if Pisgah's looking for it. We talked about them wanting to challenge those corners. It's going to be McCarthy. He's going to keep it, try to bounce off a couple tacklers. Does, reverses his field, and he's going to have to get a block on the edge, though. He's going to outrun a defensive lineman coming up, and McCarthy doing a nice job, making a lot of men miss, and maybe picked up 1 yard. It looked like he had a chance to get to the edge. Nice job coming up and run. Help there, Chase Grand, the sophomore for Mount Pisgah.
You see in the second half that play, he turns around, looks like he has the edge, but at that point, you're out of gas. You're getting bumped, and you already ran half the field. So that's a tough play for Ryan. Somehow he manages to get a yard.
McCarthy, big-time athlete. We talked about plays both sides of the ball, linebacker on defense, 6'3", almost 200 pounds, and can move, as we saw in that last play. So, again, 2 receivers, 3rd and 7 here for the Paladins. Kind of a long 3rd down for this offense, and it's going to be a pitch out to Barozas. He's got the edge again, gets a nice block from Addison Ale, but stopped just short. 4th and 2. Decision time here for Coach Winter.
And it looked like you could almost see him reach the ball across, but he probably just stepped down on the sideline there. And that's just a tough break right there for the offense.
And the offense looks like it's staying on the field. And, these triple option attacks, they really trust their guys up front. They trust the guys in the trenches. They're going to get a push, and they're going to get 2 yards when they need it. So here it is, an early 4th down on the first drive for the Paladins. Ball on the 40-yard line. Need just about 2 yards. McCarthy under center. He's got 2 receivers, 1 receiver to each side, and it's going to be a keeper from McCarthy. Pitches out to Barozas, same play. Big-time first down, but Barozas cuts it back upfield, and big-time 4th down conversion there for the Paladins as they gained almost 15 yards.
And big-time 4th down, and if you're the defense, it really helps for Pinecrest to do this to the defense because now they say, oh, now they have 4 chances. We thought we just, get him out on 3, but now they just took 4 downs to go 10 yards. That wears down your defense, and it shows them that they have to play against Pinecrest all 4 downs, not just the first 3.
And it looks like the officials are going to come have a word with the Mount Pisgah coaching staff. Not sure what the question is. Again, we're here at Mount Pisgah High School in Alpharetta, Georgia. I'm Ned Case alongside John Paul Hoover. Thanks for tuning in here on Pinecrest Academy Football presented by SUV TV. We got a big region game here in Georgia single A private classification. And not sure if Coach Forster got the answer he wanted, but he got an answer, and we're going to play football. So ball on the right hash, 1st and 10, big 4th down conversion just completed by this offense. Burroughs is doing a nice job getting to the edge. We'll see if they continue to work that edge or if they use Binkley to bulldoze it up the middle. McCarthy under center. He's going to give it to Binkley, who's going to fall forward and that bulldozer mentality and get about 5 yards.
And that's all you need. That's more than what you need in the triple option offense, especially in 1st down. It's if they can get that yardage every play, it's a bonus for Coach Winter.
So far, good drive here for the Paladins. Started at their own 30-yard line. Now to the 24-yard line of Mount Pisgah, looking to punch in the first score of the game. It's going to be McCarthy pitches it out to Burroughs once again. Burroughs is down the sideline. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown, Paladins. Michael Burroughs was loving that far sideline this drive.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. And he just sprinted right down the sideline, outrunning the defense, getting some key blocks and got the Corey Downs on that play. Really good execution, great touchdown.
So Pinecrest strikes first here in this region game. A game that went down to the wire last year and a game that's probably going to have a lot of points scored, so this may be the first of many. Stuart Jean's extra point off of the right foot is through and good. So 7-0 lead for Pinecrest with 9:25 here on the clock. John Paul, that first drive, they ran the ball inside, ran the ball outside. They didn't throw the ball, but, you know, that sets up a lot if you can run it inside and outside, obviously.
Right, it sets up a lot, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you just drive down the field, and we saw a great 4th down conversion, that really showed their ability with the run game in this first drive, going inside, outside, especially outside with that score and Burroughs. And it's really just a threat to the defense. Defense got to be questioning, keep them on their heels, because they still got to be ready for that pass, because Ryan can bomb it. Ryan can chuck it down the field, and you got to be ready for that.
As we saw last week as he hit Corey Downs from 55 yards out on a nice deep post. Downs been making a lot of plays this year. 3 interceptions, had 2 weeks ago, 1 last week, and talked about catching that ball offensively. So Corey Downs, you know, he's been a nice threat in a lot of different areas.
Definitely.
So Stuart Jeans will kick it off. Like we've said, he'll do a little bit of everything with these kickoffs. He'll go deep with it. Put one in the end zone last week. He'll pooch it, see if they can get the ball on the ground, get an extra possession. So we'll see what Stuart Jeans does here as he hops up to the ball, one of our favorite things up here in the booth. And he boots that one deep. Let's see if it'll bounce and stay in bounds. It does. Feel it out about the 8-yard line, bring it up to the near sideline, and tripped up there. Nice tackle. That looked like it was number 7, Daniel Duke. On the return for Pisgah was Chase Grande.
That's a great tackle, just getting him by the leg. That's all you need when the guy's accelerating like that. And it's just physics. Get him by the legs, and he's going to fall right down.
And now we see the first of Jacob Sindoya, quarterback who's been wreaking havoc 3 games so far into this year. 5 touchdowns against Walker 2 weeks ago. This offense had a bye week last week. Maybe they cooled down a little bit because they were hot before that. Sindoya's going to keep it, throws it out. Big block there on the edge. Downs going to have to make a tackle in open space and forces him out of bounds. That looks like it was number 22 on the reception, David Woodward.
That was really a huge block on Adiel right there, and that's a good. It's in a sense it's good for the defense because when you get hit, really kind of ignites a fire inside of you, and it really get them fired up for the next play here.
Woodward last week, 5 receptions, 93 yards. Sandoya's going to roll out. He's got a little bit on the edge. There he is. McCarthy is sitting there waiting for him. Looked like they spied with McCarthy on that one. He makes a tackle, but that scramble, 6 yards, got a first down. You see his edge right there rolling out of the pocket.
Oh, yeah, and it's just, you got the edges, on the edges of the field, you had the wide receivers going down the field. So you have the corners cleared out. And somehow we get to in the middle of the field, and he still has open space to run. He's a threat. He's a huge threat to this defense.
Empty backfield here for Sandoya. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. He's going to throw a quick out route. Overthrows his intended receiver. That was number 8, Connor Purcell, the tight end.
And Pisgah using a variety of players in this offense. They can throw to basically 4 or 5 different guys in the field, and Sandoya can run down the field. A lot to watch out for if you're this defense, but you had all week to prepare. It's no different than any team you've played. It's just a really, really good quarterback.
Sandoya in the gun again. Trey Murphy to his left. It's a tight formation. Looks like they're going to run it with Sandoya. Designed run, makes one man miss, cuts up field, breaking tackles. Daniel Duke finally comes and cleans it up. But that time they just loaded the line and said Sandoya's going to find a hole, and he did.
He definitely found a hole right there, right up the middle once again. And they're just driving right down the field. I want to see what happens if Paladins can hold on the 3rd or 4th down. See what happens, because it's 1st and 2nd down is the mentality and the play calling is so different. So Paladins has got to hold on the 3rd and 4th, see what happens there.
Sandoya is going to bring a man in motion. Looks like it's 24. Throws it out. Excuse me. Trey Murphy on the reception. Coming in motion on that play was number 22, David Woodward.
Great tackle by Addison Ale right there in space.
Ale a little slow getting up. Looks like holding his shoulder. Maybe just a stinger there.
Hopefully.
2nd down, 7.
And so far, this Pisgah offense doing a nice job getting they haven't had a 3rd down yet. You know, they're getting 1st and 2nd down yardage they need, moving the ball quick. But, you know, we talked about with this Paladins defense, it's bend but don't break. So we'll see if they can, again, as this field shortens, if they can get them into a break. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout here called by the Paladins while we have some time. As a certified financial planner, Pinecrest Academy family member Bill Kiernan brings a professional certification that provides peace of mind that you will receive sound advice for your financial planning needs. Bill provides safe money strategies. Whether you're looking to participate in market gains or avoid costly money management fees to grow your wealth, Bill can provide support and guidance. Follow the lead of many of your friends at Pinecrest and call Bill at 678-776-4592 to learn what he can do for you. You can rest assured that following safe money strategies with Bill can provide the asset growth that you desire. So John Paul, as this Mount Pisgah offense comes back on the field, led by Jacob Sandoya. We talked about different ways to stop him. We've seen him spy. You know, we've seen him do a nice job at coming up in run support, but he's so slippery. He makes guys miss. So it's going to be tough, and like you talked about, making adjustments on the fly.
Really about making adjustments. And when you watch a game like Missouri and Georgia, it looked like Missouri was just driving on the field, 1st and 2nd down.
Looks like encroachment on the defense.
Looks like Hunter Hawk on the far side jumped a little early on a hard count by Sandoya, so that'll bring up a 2nd and 2.
As I was saying, Missouri driving on the field in 1st, 2nd down, but on this other end, you wear your guys down really fast. They get tired. As opposed to Pinecrest, when you're just running triple option, a couple yards every play, really conserves that energy.
And nice job there by the Pinecrest defense, stopping that zone read, gang tackling. That'll bring up the 1st 3rd down for this Pisgah offense.
And Pisgah, the facilities here, absolutely stunning. It's big open space, everything's pristine. Yeah, right behind us, you got a sort of tailgating parking lot, really neat place. It's really impressive what Pisgah's done with their athletics.
And the stands starting to fill up for this big Friday night matchup here in late September. That sun has gone down. It's football season, and it's a stuff there for the Pinecrest defense. Big hit, number 25, Brooks Binkley.
That's a great play by Brooks Binkley, just coming up, clogging up the middle, and that's going to prevent Pisgah from maybe thinking about running up the middle. If they can just if Pinecrest can keep doing that with Brooks and maybe sending somebody else with them, that's going to take away a part of Pisgah's offense that we've seen so far.
So 4th and 1 here for this Pisgah offense. Stuffed on 3rd and short by this defense. They're going to roll Sendoy out, pressure in his face, throws in, caught by the tight end. Daniel Duke knocks him down. Sendoy delivered a nice ball to his tight end, Parcell, with pressure in his face.
And it looked like the linebackers for Pinecrest really staying a bit shallow, maybe looking at Sendoya.
Yeah.
It's got to be careful with that, the flat routes, and Sendoya, like you said, sticks. And when you just got to get a guy right in between the secondary and those lines, it's a tough play for the defense.
Nice pressure off the edge. It looked like it was number 81, Wills Brown, in the face of Sendoya, but he made a nice throw there. And they're going to throw a quick screen out to Woodward. He's going to catch it in space, looking for some blockers. Does pick up a block down, doing a nice job fighting off the block. And McCarthy comes and cleans it up. And there comes a late flag. That's tough. The officials using blue flags tonight. You see a lot of pink, a lot of different colors here in the in the crowd tonight. It's Cancer Awareness Night here at Mount Pisgah, so a big-time football game on the field and a big-time cause being really rallied around here in the stands.
Oh, definitely. It's what you want to see when you bring the community together and support such a great cause like fighting against cancer. And it's one of those things that it happens to so many people, and you can't predict it, and it's often so tragic when something goes wrong. And to see everybody come out on both sides, Pinecrest and Pisgah, really supporting this kind of cause, it makes it feel good.
1st and 10 from the 13.
So late hit there on the Paladins. That'll get the Patriots into the red zone for the first time tonight. Pinecrest defense last week did a nice job stopping red zone scores. It's going to be a handoff here. One missed tackle trying to get to the edge. Daniel Duke with a nice tackle there on the edge. That handoff went to number 3, Max Miller.
Like Daniel Duke maybe making a touchdown-saving tackle, getting off that block with a wide receiver. That's a big-time play. When you get off the block and make the tackle, that's a defensive coordinator's dream.
But last week, Paladins defense, 3 red zone trips they gave up, 2 turnovers, and forced a missed field goal. So as this field shrinks, they've done a nice job the last couple weeks. 3 straight halves of not giving up any points. Let's see if they can force a turnover here as they're going to roll Sendoy out to his left. He's chased there by Binkley. Flag comes in behind the play and knocked out of bounds right at about the first down marker, but that flag, it's going to be a hold on Pisgah. That's going to take him back 5. That's a spot foul. Looked like that got thrown in a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. Sorry, I almost knocked your headset off there. I got so excited.
No problem.
So a hold on Pisgah. Again, it's bend but don't break. Sometimes they make the mistake, So here we go. It'll bring up 2nd and long here. First down is at the 2-yard line, so 3-yard line, excuse me. So you really have a small field to work with and got to make them gain a lot of yards here.
Right, when you're the defense, less field to cover, obviously a little easier to defend, but at the same time, the end zone's right there. So it's an advantage to the defense. Let's see if they can make him pay here.
And a flag and an offsides again on the Paladins. So they give 5 yards right back.
5 yards.
A lot of penalties early in this game. Felt like we didn't see a lot last week. Saw some in the second half, but so far at least 3 flags in the first half of this first quarter.
Right, not what you want to see. I mean, at this point of the season, when you got the region matchups coming up, and right now actually, and we're really heading into the gauntlet of region, you can't have guys making stupid mistakes. I mean, one penalty, Coach Winter said earlier in the season, no penalties are acceptable.
Right.
No matter what time of the season.
Pressure right into Sendoy's face. He's going to roll to his right, looks in the end zone. Tipped there, nice play, Carson Holler. This Pinecrest defensive line doing a great job of getting pressure, making Sendoya roll out of the pocket. It looks like we got some linebacker spine if he does do that. So if this defensive backfield for the Paladins can keep their coverage, we've kind of found a little success here.
Right, we just saw that backfield over there. Carson Holler making a big play. That wingspan is incredible.
Sendoya on 3rd down, steps up in the pocket, makes one man miss. He's got pressure in his face, and he's just going to throw it up. It's caught. Holler makes a nice tackle in open space, and a generous spot there from the officials. Looks like they're just going to be a yard, maybe half a yard short. So we'll see if they choose to go for it here on 4th down.
Must have reached the ball out somehow that we didn't see, but that's a very generous spot.
Yeah, so it'll bring up a 4th and 2. Sendoya really making plays. It looked like they had him hemmed up there. There were 3 guys. He was kind of just shaking and found a receiver open. So here we go. Looks like they're going to run power. Sendoya's probably going to try to sneak it. He does fumbles the snap a little bit. Not a lot of room to work, and he wiggles. It'll depend on the spot. The official on the near side has him short, it looks like. He has him about the 4-yard line. Looks like they need to reach the 3. This might be a big-time stand for this Paladin defense. And the officials are going to take a look. Let's see if they call the chains out. This Pinecrest offense ready to come on the field. And the officials are going to say the Paladins turn them over on downs. Big-time stop once again. That bend but don't break defense for Coach Winter. So strong in the red zone.
So strong and so ready for whatever play they run. It looked like Sendoya was about to run outside a little bit, but they clogged up all ends of that offensive line, and it really great job of the defensive line getting a push and not letting a great athlete like Sendoya get past him.
So a long drive for Mount Pisgah results in no points, and the Paladins will take over the ball on their 4-yard line. 3:25 remaining here in the first quarter. They lead 1-0 here at Mount Pisgah. So McCarthy will go under center after leading a touchdown drive. They went 70 yards last time. They'll have to go 96 this time. And we'll see if they work that edge. McCarthy taking his time, getting everyone set, and he may have taken too much time.
Delay a game.
And he did, so this is the goal. That'll bring him back to the 2-yard line, so they'll have to go 98 yards to get in the end zone now.
That's kind of a tricky thing for the quarterback there. Obviously, in higher levels of football, you have the clock on the scoreboard somewhere visible, but here you just really got to be reasonable, and I guess just officials call him on that.
So McCarthy's going to have his hands cut out, getting this ball out from their own 2-yard line. They're going to do a dive, lot of room, Binkley up the middle, and big-time first down. That's how you get out of your own end zone. Brooks Binkley, 20 yards on the first play.
Bust up the middle.
And again, just another player on Pinecrest who can just break through the middle or the edge at any time. It's almost anybody, it seems like almost anybody can do it.
And it looks like a sideline warning has been given to the Paladins. So an early sideline warning. Coaches will have to stay weary of that. Got to get that back coach in action, telling everyone to stay behind the line. It's a thankless job, but one that can cost you. So here we go. McCarthy under center again. Receiver to each side. Binkley in the backfield just busted a 20-yard run. Get the ball out of the end zone. A little breathing room here for the Paladins. Barozas comes in motion. McCarthy keeps it on a little midline. Stiff arms. One guy makes another man miss. He's out to the edge, and he's pushed out on the far sideline at the 27-yard line.
Ryan McCarthy, such a big person and yet so elusive that you see him juking out people and at the same time running through the guy out of bounds to get that extra yard.
Yeah, to your point, that play, he stiff-armed a guy to show his strength and then made a defensive back miss on the edge, and the third defensive back had to come push him out of bounds. So McCarthy making something happen out of nothing. Looked like that was a little bit of a midline. He bounced it outside, picked up 5 yards. 2nd and 5 for the Paladins here. McCarthy under center. Roses comes in motion. It's going to be McCarthy on the keeper again. That time a nice play by the defensive end for Pisgah. That looked like number 55, Jack Greer.
And Greer coming around the edge there, making a great play. That's what you got to do if you're defending a triple option. Just do your job. And if you do your assignment like Greer did there, force a 3rd down, and now the offense is in a tough situation.
So 3rd and long here. Well, long for the triple. 3rd and 6 for the Paladins. And it looks like Coach Winter is going to need to use a timeout, and we'll take a quick timeout with him here on Pinecrest Academy Football presented by SUV TV.
This Pinecrest Academy football broadcast is brought to you by Billy Howe Ford, family owned and operated since 1977. Atlanta Rehabilitation and Performance Center, official provider for the Paladins. Team physician, Haynes Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Foresight, dedicated to all better.
I got a high ankle sprain going for a rebound.
Injuries are part of playing.
I got hit catching a pass and broke my collarbone.
So it's good to know that the sports medicine doctors, therapists, and athletic trainers at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta are experts at treating young athletes. If your child suffers any kind of sports-related injury,
I got hit and dislocated my shoulder.
bring him to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
Faced with a 3rd and 7, ball on the 27-yard line. John Paul, do we see our first pass attempt of the game here from Ryan McCarthy?
I honestly think not. You're up 7-0. You're on your own 27-yard line. I think you play it a little conservative. If you have to punt, you punt.
So we'll see it here. McCarthy under center, got a receiver to each side, and the officials blow their whistle, and another delay of game.
Wow.
Coming out of a timeout. That is a tough one. You know Coach Winter's not happy about. It looked like they did take a little time getting off the sideline out to the field. So that'll bring a 3rd and 10. Does that change the play call here, or again, do you stay? If you're going to be conservative, stay conservative.
I think you stay even more conservative now, if anything. Now you're on your 21 or 22, looks like, and you're in a tough position. If a defense gets an interception, if you were to do a pass, that's not good at all.
So McCarthy under center. We'll see what he does. He gives it right off to Binkley, and at quarterback, it's number 17, Mickey Mangan. Seeing him, or looks like that's number 11, Ethan Massey, the freshman, took that snap for the Paladins. So the freshman, Ethan Massey, number 11, taking a snap. Not sure what happened here. Let's see if McCarthy doesn't come out to punt the football. So this could be some developing news here for the Paladins as Ryan McCarthy missing the last 2 snaps, which he rarely does to the Paladins. If he misses any snaps.
It's got to be concerning. I mean, he's such a huge part of the team.
And a high snap. Stuart Jeans fields it and gets a short punt off wobble. Let's see which way it bounces. It takes a Pisgah bounce. So a very short punt, just about 18, 20 yards. Will give Pisgah short field position here with 1:05 remaining in the first quarter.
And that's, I think, best case scenario with Ryan right now is that coach just got mad at him for delay of game or something, take him out. But if he's injured in any way at all, that's detrimental to this team.
We'll see if we can see anything on the far sideline. Tough to see. Looks like there is a player down on the track getting worked on by trainers on the far side. Don't see a number, so don't want to speculate too much. But Pisgah's got the ball on offense. Ndoya, pressure in his face. It's going to be a screen pass. Nicely executed. A lot of room. Downs, forces him out of bounds with the help of number 21. That's Binkley.
That screen's such a powerful play, especially at this level of football, where your tackles and your guards are so much bigger than the defensive backs. And so when you got those huge offensive linemen running out to the side and you're a corner, you don't know what to do. And so best case scenario, you just got to shove them out of bounds, that they did right there.
1st and 10, ball on the 27. Quick throw out here to number 10, Alden Pasucci, but incomplete.
Pasucci is incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
So Ndoya misses on the throw there. Very few missed throws we've seen for Ndoya. Been very accurate so far. And he's been throwing the football out. 22 attempts against Walker. You know, he's well on his way to surpassing that. So maybe they think that they have an advantage in the passing game. And Ndoya's got a lot of time in the pocket. Now he's going to tuck it and has a man down the sideline to the 10. Knocked down at the 6-yard line. That's his tight end, Connor Purcell, who's really made a lot of plays so far.
Big game for Purcell so far. That's the kind of play that a lot of old school coaches, they say, oh, it hurts the integrity of the game because you're kind of stretching the rules. Quarterback almost crossing the line of scrimmage and just throwing it to a wide open tight end. Yeah, that's a tough play to defend.
They're going to say he stepped out at the 9-yard line, so that'll bring up 1st and goal from the 9, 26 seconds and counting on the clock. Ndoya is joined by Pasucci in the backfield, and it's going to be a keeper by Ndoya. Nice job on the edge there. Can't see who that was. Looked like it was number 81, Wills Brown, not giving up the sideline, forcing Sendoya to come back inside, and a host of Paladins met him there.
Great play by the defense, and again, we're in this situation inside the red zone, going second quarter. It's going to be interesting to see how the Paladins respond.
And that will be the end of the first quarter here at Mount Pisgah Christian School. The score, Pinecrest Paladins 7, Mount Pisgah Patriots 0. Pinecrest Academy is a private pre-K through 12 college preparatory Catholic school. We provide an atmosphere of academic rigor and critical thinking while offering personalized attention in a Christ-centered environment of faith and reason.
Pinecrest Academy is a private pre-K through 12th grade Catholic school, and our mission is crystal clear: to form our students into Christian leaders who will transform society. The hallmark of a Pinecrest education is our recognition of each student as a unique child of God with special gifts and talents. We believe that God is calling these young people to lead their families, their businesses, and their communities in accordance with His teachings. We welcome those from all faith backgrounds who value excellent education. Part of our Catholic identity is respect for the inquiry of the human mind. Pinecrest Academy's approach is called integral formation. Through this unique process, we address the whole child, intellectually, humanly, spiritually, and apostolically. We also refer to these as the 4 pillars. One thing that makes Pinecrest unique is that we have gender-separated classes that begin in the 4th grade. Research proves that boys and girls learn differently. In this gender-separate environment, students feel free to explore who they are and develop their full potential.
And welcome back here to Mount Pisgah, and a big-time play. Corey Downs, his 4th interception of the year. And once again, this Pinecrest defense bends but will not break. Another red zone turnover forced by the defense.
And if there's any better way to get a red zone turnover, it's getting a pick in the end zone. Great play by Corey Downs, really stepping up right there.
And Sendoya just looking to do a little too much there. Had pressure in his face, was going down, and just tried to throw it up. And Corey Downs, I mean, he's a big guy, 6'2". He's got a lot of reach and came down with that interception. And on top of that, a very smart play to just take a knee in the end zone.
Very smart play. You don't want to get a bad field position, much less injured. So
again, it's the freshman, number 11, taking the snap, Ethan Massey. Quarterback Ryan McCarthy, we could see him on the sideline right now, helmet off. Doc looked like some trainers were talking to him earlier. He does not look like he's coming back in the game anytime soon, taking a knee. So we'll see here what the freshman Massey has. 6 foot 147. And we talk about everything McCarthy does, and it kind of simplifies the offense. You think maybe you see a lot more dives, more just tosses instead of true reads. So we'll see here as Massey's under center. It's going to be another dive. Looked like that was Hunter Hawk on the carry. Not a lot of room, and this Pisgah defense is going to key in on McCarthy being out.
Right, and if you're in this situation, you're Pinecrest, this really comes down to coaching. When you lose guys, when you lose talent, and you got to keep the execution level up. And that's up to the coaches to talk to Massey, get him ready, get that mental state ready that he's going to be playing against in a region game. It's only the second quarter. We're not really up 7-0. He has a big responsibility right now.
Massey, you see him coming in a little late, getting the call from Coach Winter, making sure he gets that call right. Here on a 3rd and long, it's going to be a toss out to Holler, see if he can get to the edge. But Roses gives him a nice seal block, but he was chased down there on the far side. Looks like that was number, hard to read these numbers on these jerseys, number 12. It looked like Jackson Grant.
No reason to even think of going for it right here. Just get it out of your territory. And we saw a little short punt from Jeans last time. Hopefully he can get a little more air on it this time.
And here's something you don't see too often. Sendoya, the quarterback, is back deep to return a punt.
He does everything, I guess.
And Jeans gets off a much better punt. This time it'll bounce at the 48 and take a very fortuitous Pinecrest bounce down at the 41-yard line. So Jeans does a nice job getting that punt out and making Pisgah have to drive the length of the field this drive.
And that's exactly what you're looking for in a punt. Interesting seeing Sendoya back there. He's starting to look like Pisgah's version of Ryan McCarthy, sort of does everything on the field. And it's certainly not as big as Ryan, but he's an athlete. And if you're a defense or offense in this situation, you got to look out for that.
7-0, 9:42 remaining here in the second quarter. Big region game, two teams that are always competing for the region championships. Ndoye in the gun, quick throw out, throws high but caught and knocked out of bounds there, caught by number 10, Alden Pasucci. So a lot of different players have touched the ball so far for Pisgah, and Ndoye doing a nice job of getting a lot of guys involved.
He's getting a lot of guys involved. One thing I'm noticing, though, is he looks a bit frantic. He doesn't look too relaxed, and like we saw last drive, he's trying to do too much a little bit. So interesting to see how that'll play out.
Ndoye, a quick throw out to the flats, caught by number 7, Trey Murphy, and he's gonna get the first down, it looks like. And Ndoye, you know, they're not asking him to throw a lot of balls downfield. We've seen screens, we see a flare route there, you know, a couple short kind of 10, maybe 12-yard throws, but he's not throwing the ball downfield much. And so you think, you know, as a Pinecrest defense, you kind of have to know that and know that you got to be ready to come up on any short throws.
Right, but at the same time, you can't give up any deep throws.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be careful of that.
And a shifty run there from Murphy again. Murphy, the junior, 5'7", 160. He's a quick little cat out there.
He certainly is quick, and starting to see some similarities to Michael Baroses from him. And again, that's just shifty. And the style of offense these days in football, you don't have to be 6'5", 250. So you can just, like, when you get out in space with these spread offenses, that's all you need is speed.
So Ndoye's got Murphy with him in the backfield again. He's gonna run to his right. He's got some room, and a flag's gonna come. It looks like it might be a hold out on the edge. Ndoye runs down to the 24-yard line, and it is gonna be another hold on Pisgah. Looked like the wide receiver on the far side was holding Corey Downs as he came up in run support.
And again, seeing these penalties, just holding Pisgah back. And if you're a defense, you're lucky on that play. You would have given up 20, 25 yards. So it's a part of the game. Penalties are a part of the game. You don't want to see them unless you're the Pinecrest defense on that play.
So that drive him back 10 yards and slow down this drive a little bit. And on the far sideline, McCarthy's got his helmet on and he's running a little bit up and down the sideline. So a good sign there for the Paladins. We still aren't sure what was hurt. So here we go, 2nd and long. Ndoye rolls to his left. He's gonna have to throw across his body, and whoa, almost an acrobatic grab there. Almost intercepted as he missed his receiver intended for number 19, Price Brazel.
And Ndoye just throwing a bit high. We saw that on the last throw and this throw right here. He just gotta relax, set his feet. He had time to set his feet there, to set his feet and make a good throw.
But you could certainly on that throw see the arm strength. You know, if
certainly.
he sets his feet and can, you know, throw a nice accurate ball, the arm strength is certainly there. So we'll keep an eye on that with Ndoye. He's in the backfield alone. He's gonna drop back pass, quick little screen to Murphy on a 3rd and long. Let's see if they can pick it up. He makes a couple man miss, spins off another tackle, and finally Alan Yadav is gonna drag him down at the 28-yard line. So a big time 3rd and long conversion there for the Patriots.
The Patriots about back to where they were before that penalty. And if you're the defense, that penalty is now worthless. It's not what you want to do. So you just got to hold. It's tough because the way their offenses run, they're designed to just run right down the field. And it's almost surprising me that they haven't scored yet, but it's just a testament to the great defense being played so far.
McCarthy back in at linebacker for the Paladins as another flag comes in. They're going to get a false start here, so that'll be 1st and 15. So McCarthy bringing some good mojo back to the field already.
Yeah, you can definitely defense, especially when you're a senior like that and you're one of the key leaders of this team. And not just a leader, you're one of the key producers on this team.
Right, but I think a leader is a big part of that. You know, he is a big producer, but the fact that he is that big leader makes it even more important.
Right, I mean, if he's a leader like that, you feel his presence if you're a defense.
So 1st and 15, Ndoye backs pass, another screen pass again to Murphy, but this one was dropped. Excuse me, that wasn't Murphy. That was number 3, Max Miller.
Pass intended for Miller.
A much bigger running back at 6'1", 215.
A lot of screens so far.
Yeah.
Wonder if they see something in this defense. I'm sure at halftime, Coach Wynn will be all over that.
So 2nd and 15. Not ideal for the offense, but we just saw Pisgah convert on a 3rd and long to get them down here in scoring territory. Ball on the 35-yard line. Sandoya in the gun alone. 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. And he's going to bring a man in motion. It's going to be a keeper for Sandoya. Nowhere to go. Hunter Hawk wrapped him up and said, I don't know where you're going.
And this defensive line making a statement so far. And just bursting right through. Look, they had no blockers. Just had nowhere to go. Sandoya taking a tackle for the loss. Great play by the swarm of Paladins defense.
3rd down and 18.
So 3rd and 18 here for the Patriots. You talk about that defensive line for the Paladins. They've been doing a great job getting pressure all night.
Right, at 3rd and 18, that was going to be up to the secondary to really step up and stop this offense.
Sandoya, he likes to scramble and extend the play, and he's going to do just that. Going to try to get to the edge. Going to have to make a tackle in space. He can't. And Sandoya, big block. Let's see if they call it in the back. They do not. I don't see a flag. Yes, I do. There it is late. And another flag came in late. So, in the way Pinecrest is reacting, that second one might be on Pisgah too. So, a lot happened on that play. Sandoya broke it for a touchdown, but it doesn't look like it's going to stand. He did a nice job making Corey Downs miss in space.
Really,
but a block in the back, Addison Ale coming up in run support. And Sandoya looks like we get a block in the back on Pisgah, and
Sandoya looked a little shaken up.
We'll see if both those flags were for the same foul. And yes, Sandoya certainly taking a knee down on the sideline. He was slow getting from the end zone back to the huddle. So they're going to spot the ball 10 yards
Block in the back is the call.
from the spot. So that'll bring up a 3rd down, a much shorter 3rd down. A 3rd and we'll call it 4. Nope, they moved the ball again.
It'll be 3rd down and about 6.
Certainly looks like something's going on with Sandoya. Just walking around, looking a little tired, a little hurt maybe.
And with this 3rd down, crucial 3rd down for Pisgah, they're going to take a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout with them. 6:22 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Pinecrest leads 7-0.
If you want a used vehicle, but you also want peace of mind, you want a Ford certified pre-owned vehicle. Because every Ford CPO vehicle is given a rigorous 172-point inspection by Ford factory-trained technicians. From the radiator to the transmission, to the engine, to the air conditioning. And every Ford CPO vehicle is backed by Ford. With 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty coverage. Plus 12-month, 12,000-mile limited warranty coverage. Ford Certified Pre-Owned, a car that's inspected by Ford and backed by Ford. So what does that mean to you? Relax, it's covered.
Sandoya in the gun. He's going to drop back. 3rd and 7. Pressure from behind. Pass is caught. Looked like Purcell again becoming his favorite target tonight. And that's going to be good enough for a 1st down.
McCarthy brought him down.
McCarthy making a play, and that defensive line again getting a tremendous amount of pressure on Sandoya. But just guys like that tight end just giving the secondary and the linebackers trouble. And you just got to adjust and try to do your best to cover him. But Sandoya just so good at extending plays. Kind of reminds me of Russell Wilson, just able to get out and really extend the plays. Tough to defend.
1st and 10. Sandoya tries to reverse field, makes one man miss. Can he make 2? He does, and he's going to dive forward for a gain of about 3, 4.
22 knocked him down.
So gain of 4 there. Looked like it was a design run to the right, which Sendoya immediately said, I think I'm going to go to the left here. And makes a little something out of nothing.
Yeah, if I was Pisgah coach, I'd let him do whatever he wants. He's such a great athlete.
Sendoya, we talked about it last time out. 5 touchdowns against Walker, 3 passing, 2 scoring. This offense averaging 40 points per game. 2 trips to the red zone, 0 points so far. It's going to be a speed sweep to Woodward. He's going to try to get to the edge, and a nice job there, 55. Stone Brown coming down the line, bringing up a 3rd down once again.
And that's what we want to see. You got a defensive lineman, Stone Brown, running on the field and making a tackle, and it's really extending that defensive line, which is what you want to see if you're defense, and certainly not what you want to see if you're Sendoya, because now you got less room to run.
So 3rd and 3, ball on the 11. Patriots looking for their first points, and nothing called. They look to the officials. Sendoya looking to the sideline, see if they want to change the play. And they'll be in that same set. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. He's got a tight end as well. It's going to be a handoff to Max Miller. Miller's going to make a couple men miss short of the end zone, but good enough for the first down.
It's a tough situation for the defense. First down inside the 5-yard line. Got to make some tough calls here.
So 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Again, it's the gun for Pisgah. Sendoya twins each side. He's going to hand it off to Miller once again. Miller jump cut and in the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots. They tie it up, and late flags come in. Well, it was a scrum. Couldn't see anything that went on, so we'll have to wait for the officials to sort it out, see who that call is going to go against. But we see it here on the replay. Little quick jump cut there from Miller. Gets in the end zone. Short 3-yard run, and that's the first time the Paladins have given up points since the first half against Discovery.
Right, and that's tough, especially with the high-powered offense. You know you can't stop them so far going down the field. Your only hope was that you can stop them inside the red zone. Can't do it there. You just got to make some adjustments.
So little, and we see it looks like, an ejection against a Mount Pisgah player.
Wow.
Of course, they don't say numbers here in high school, so we'll have to stay weary of who exits the field. But from what I saw, the ref looked like only a penalty against Pisgah, nothing against the Paladins. As Coach Forster wants to have a word with the officials and figure out what exactly just happened there.
I don't care if you're a Pinecrest fan or a Pisgah fan. You don't want to see this many penalties. You want to see football played.
Certainly. So it looks like the officials are jotting down the note, and we'll get back to the extra point here. Now Coach Winter on the far side wants to be clued in as to what's going on as well. Again, a touchdown scored 3 yards out. Max Miller, first touchdown of the game for Pisgah. Late flag came in. And from what we could tell from the official signal, it was a personal foul on Pisgah that resulted in the player getting ejected. Not sure yet who that player is. Sendoya still on the field, so that's certainly good news. He's not that player from the looks of things.
Well, good news for Pisgah. Maybe not so much Pinecrest.
So the extra point will come off the left foot of 25, Zach Miller. Or excuse me, 15.
And the kick is good.
Peyton Brodus, the freshman. So left-footed extra point kicker, right-footed kickoff kicker.
Interesting combination.
Either way, scores 7-7. So there we see it finally. That defense broke a little bit. I guess you could let them break if they made that many red zone stops in a row. But, you know, this offense for Pinecrest, great opening drive, struggled for a little field position. McCarthy went out. It looks like McCarthy's back now. I would expect them to kind of get back in that groove. And, you know, Coach Winter talked about it, start fast versus finish slow, start slow versus finish strong. You know, they started fast. They're kind of slow. Let's see if they pick it back up here.
Yeah, hopefully they'll pick it back up. And McCarthy on one end, yeah, he's back. But on the other end, we don't know what that injury was.
Right,
We don't know
right.
if it could happen again. And so you got to be a little careful with him maybe for the rest of this half and maybe open up a little bit more second half.
So 15-yard penalty will force the kickoff from the 25-yard line. I did not see a Pisgah player walk off the field, so not sure if that ejection held or was enforced. As a couple late Patriots run on the field, possibly forgetting they're on the kickoff team.
That's usually one of those guys that might have barely made the team, and you're like, that's the best way to lose your job. Don't be on the field.
So here's Miller on the kickoff, the right foot. It's going to be short, fielded by Barroz at the 31-yard line. Opportunity for great field position. Barroz is doing a nice job patiently waiting for that hole to open up. Gets the ball out to the 46-yard line. Was finally dragged down by number 42, Thomas McGee.
First and 10, Pinecrest.
Some good starting field position here.
So ball almost to midfield on the 46-yard line for the Paladins. McCarthy back out at quarterback. Last drive, we saw Ethan Massey, the freshman, who was in for an injured McCarthy. Very conservative play calling with him. We'll see if they get back to running that true triple look here with McCarthy or if they're conservative due to an injury. Again, we don't know any injury as far as what occurred or where on the body, but he looks fine playing defense, playing offense, and keeping the ball. Pitching out to Barroza's ball on the ground, scooped up by the Patriots, and that is not the start that the Paladins wanted to that drive, as Barroza just couldn't quite handle that pitch.
Yeah, that's definitely not what you want to see. And then Pisgah possibly scoring before the half. Not looking good right here.
That's a tough one, and I mean that's a big point of emphasis with Coach Winter. I mean, as it is with every coach, obviously, but those turnovers, they can occur so frequently in this triple option.
Oh, yeah.
They did a nice job the last 2 weeks of not having many, but this one could hurt them at this juncture in the game late in the second quarter.
Right, but I mean, you got to kind of prepare for that, especially triple option. Like you mentioned, so much room for error. There's 2 to 3 handles of the ball going on in one play. It's complicated.
Sendoya rolling to his right, gets some edge. McCarthy coming up to spy him. McCarthy drags him down for a loss of 2. Little quarterback on quarterback crime.
1 yard loss.
So a nice job there of forcing Sendoya outside the pocket, and then McCarthy looked like he was spying him, come up, and besides just making the tackle, making that open field tackle.
Right, if you're going to have a spy in Sendoya, it looks like Ryan McCarthy is the right man for the job. He can match up with his speed and his size well, and it looks like a good strategy by Coach Winter here.
So 2nd and 13 here for the Patriots, and it's going to be a quick slant to Woodward, caught, and a first down, dragged down by McCarthy. That was a quick catch and release there by Sendoya, very impressive.
Really quick and really good decision making we're seeing so far. It seems like he's settling into the game and really making some good decisions.
You see it on the replay here. Catches the football, gets the grip, gets it off to Woodward, and they're back at the line quickly, ready for another play. Sendoya in the gun. Looks like he's got Murphy. He's going to throw a slant behind his intended receiver. Good effort by Daniel Duke to catch it on the deflection.
And Daniel Duke got the chrome gold cleats. You can see those shining in the lights. Fine in the air right there.
Duke doing a nice job in the defensive backfield for the Paladins. Had an interception against South Forsyth. Playing corner now.
And Duke, a guy who didn't play play football during his entire high school career, and this is a testament to his athleticism, being able to play a position this well.
And there he is, Daniel Duke drives Woodward to the ground. He said, I want you guys up there to keep talking about me.
And we certainly will. What else are we going to do right now? So Duke's not the biggest guy in the field, but it's all about getting that leverage in the lower body and de-clean the guy right there.
And Daniel Duke listed at 5'9.5", delivers the big hit there. Bringing up a 3rd and long here for Jacob Sendoya and this Patriot offense. 7-7, 2:20 and counting on the clock here before the half. Sendoya in the backfield alone. He's going to roll to his left. looking to throw across his body, and still looking, throws it low. Nice pass break up there. Looked like that was number 21, the senior Jack Binkley.
That's a great breakup. Almost looked like Sendoya was going to make another one of those magician-type plays, and he's just such a threat. But that's exactly what you want to do if you're a defense. Show Sendoya that there is an extent to which you cannot extend the play, and that's making a statement on defense right there.
And a great job there by the Pinecrest defense by, of course, coming up and rushing, not giving Sendoya any run room, keeping that coverage on the backside. But Sendoya doing a nice job of not running. He's keeping his eyes downfield every time he scrambles. Miller here for the field goal off his right foot. It is up. He got a lot of that, and he missed it left. But, man, he's got some leg on that. But the 40-yard field goal, no good. Once again, this Paladin defense comes up with a big stop.
It's a big stop, and yeah, it was a long kick, but if you can't make it in between the two posts, it's not going to count. So big stop for the defense right there. And you mentioned Sendoya, he's relaxing into the game. Like you said, keeping his eyes downfield. A lot of times you'll see with inexperienced quarterbacks, they're just going to make a decision and they're going to stick with it no matter what the defense does. But Sendoya really showing some experience, some football IQ, as you may call it. So playing well this first half.
2:05 on the clock till the half. This triple option attack will have to decide if they want to attack or if they're going to play it more conservative. Binkley bulls forward for about 4 yards. Only one timeout remaining here for the Paladins. John Paul, do you think you play conservative, see if you bust one, then maybe go from there?
I mean, I don't know. We saw how the passing game had a lot of success last game, but Pisgah is quite a different team, a different amount of athleticism in that secondary. I would go for it. I want to see what Ryan can do and maybe see what just give us a clue into what could happen in the second half if we do have success in the passing game right here.
Safety's up tight to the line. It's going to be a pitch. It looks like a pass. Holler's going to throw it deep. Binkley, and throw was short. Pressure in Holler's face. Exciting play, but not much of a result there.
Yeah, sometimes those exciting kind of trick plays pay off. As we saw against Walker last week, that hook and ladder from downs to Burroughs is run to perfection, but right there, and then when it goes wrong, that could have easily been a pick. And you got to be careful with Holler, a guy who doesn't play quarterback, throwing the ball far downfield. It's a dangerous play.
And a nice job there by the Patriots corner, Chase Grande, of staying in coverage even after the run play was shown first. So 3rd and 6 here for the Paladins. 2 receivers each side. McCarthy's gonna throw a little reverse. Binkley's got it. Not a lot of room to run. Drag down there. Looked like that was number 42, who we've called a few times tonight, Thomas McGee.
I don't want to.
Timeout by Pisgah. Looks like they're going to try to save some clock, get one more score before this half ends. Go ahead, John Paul.
I don't want to question Coach Winter's strategy, but kind of exposing parts of the playbook that you may not want to before halftime, or maybe he's just experimenting. But I personally, instead of doing that, I would rather just see a conservative call. And it's certainly dangerous plays right there, but near your own goal line now. So it's an interesting call.
Well, it's tough because at the same time, if those two defensive players come crashing down the line, Binkley's got yards and yards to run. So you do have to give some credit there to that Pisgah defense of doing a nice job staying home. They've so far tonight, outside of Burroughs getting to the edge a couple times in that first drive, have done a nice job of playing assignment football against this triple option.
Yeah, and I think I thought that going into this game it would be a big offensive game, but it seems like just both these defenses are just playing quality football, and it's really nice to see. This day and age of offense being the king, it's good to see a good defensive battle like this one.
Right. McCarthy with his heels on the goal line will punt it deep off the right foot, off the side of his foot, wobbling. And Sendoya's going to pick it up and run out of bounds, save probably a few yards there, as the Patriots will start in plus territory with 59 seconds remaining on the clock and 1 timeout. So we'll see what Jacob Sendoya can do. We talked about his performance, 5 touchdowns against Walker 2 weeks ago. No touchdowns so far, although he did lead a drive, and Max Miller punched one in from 3 yards out on a run. So we'll see what he does here. We talked about haven't seen a lot of deep passes.
Right, haven't seen a lot of deep passes, but wouldn't be surprised if we saw one here. But then again, you have a whole minute. And
clock stops on first down.
Clock stops on first downs. And so we've seen how quickly this offense can score without doing deep passes.
Very true, very true. So Sandoya in the gun alone. 3 receivers to his right, 2 bunched, 2 to his left. He's going to throw it out to his left. Throw was high, but it was pulled down. That was number 14. Peter Brazel, he fumbles the football. McCarthy looks like he's on it, and it looks like they should give it to him. And they do. A big-time turnover forced there by this Paladin defense. And Ryan McCarthy, Johnny on the spot, jumps right on it. We can see it here on the replay. Throws it out to Brazel on just a quick little route. And a nice job here. It looks like it's number 82, Corey Downs, putting his helmet right on the football, knocking it loose, and McCarthy jumps right on it.
And Brazel, if I was his coach, I would be questioning his decision-making. You got to run out of bounds and avoid that hit, and you would have the ball right now.
Very true. So we'll see what this Paladin offense does. Was conservative last time. They in this field position just a play or two ago, and they give it to Binkley. Staying with that conservative method, gets the ball out to the 30-yard line. Clock runs down, 42, 41, 40. So they will have to snap the ball one more time.
It looks like they're just going to run down the clock here and head into halftime.
So 7-7 here at Mount Pisgah in this region game. Big for both teams, undefeated so far in the region. McCarthy under center. It's going to be Holler in motion. It's just going to be McCarthy on the keep, makes a man miss, and finally thrown to the ground, gains about 3 yards. And that should be the final, although it looks like the Paladins are going to call a timeout now. So 12 seconds on the clock. Coach Winter uses his last timeout. You know, I guess there's something to be said for you can't take them with you to the locker room.
Yeah, well, yeah, why not?
And looks like, can't tell if McCarthy is a little banged up. That could be a possible reason for this timeout, but you'd think they just let the half run. So we'll see if Coach Winter comes out with anything crazy here as we got just a few seconds here coming out of this timeout. John Paul, we talked about the keys to the game. We talked about, can Pinecrest keep Pisgah below 40? You know, they're on pace to do that. Can they contain Sandoya? You know, Sandoya's made some plays, but hasn't broken anything. And finally, can they get this triple option attack going? How do you think they've done so far on those keys?
I really think they've done well on defense, especially, like I said, against Sandoya. He's extending plays, but they're really stopping it when it comes to a point like in make or break defense, or excuse me, bend but don't break defense. So I think the triple option maybe could be amped up a little bit more. You got 7 points, but.
And McCarthy drops back to pass. Had no shot of ever getting the pass off. Was sacked there by number 58, Jonathan Giglia, who had 15 tackles last week, so he's used to making plays, and that play he made will end the half. So the score 7-7. Mount Pisgah hosting Pinecrest, the defending region champions. John Paul, first half thoughts. What do you see?
I see consistent defensive play on both sides. I see inconsistent offenses. It's really hard to tell what's really going on in terms of the rhythm of the offense of this game. Adjustments are going to have to be made in the second half. I think more so on offense than defense. It'll be certainly an interesting second half, 7-7. Seeing some good football being played.
So the teams will head to their respective tents for the half, and we'll be back here on Pinecrest Academy Football presented by SUV TV just before the second half kicks off.
This Pinecrest Academy football broadcast is brought to you by Billy Howe Ford, family owned and operated since 1977. Atlanta Rehabilitation and Performance Center, official provider for the Paladins. Team physician, Haynes Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Foresight, dedicated to all better.
I got a high ankle sprain going for a rebound.
Injuries are part of playing.
I got hit catching a pass and broke my collarbone.
So it's good to know that the sports medicine doctors, therapists, and athletic trainers at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta are experts at treating young athletes. If your child suffers any kind of sports-related injury,
I got hit and dislocated my shoulder.
bring him to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
If you want a used vehicle, but you also want peace of mind, you want a Ford certified pre-owned vehicle. Because every Ford CPO vehicle is given a rigorous 172-point inspection by Ford factory-trained technicians. From the radiator to the transmission, to the engine, to the air conditioning. And every Ford CPO vehicle is backed by Ford. With 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty coverage. Plus 12-month, 12,000-mile limited warranty coverage. Ford certified pre-owned. A car that's inspected by Ford and backed by Ford. So what does that mean to you? Relax. It's covered.
Private pre-K through 12th grade Catholic school, and our mission is crystal clear: to form our students into Christian leaders who will transform society. The hallmark of a Pinecrest education is our recognition of each student as a unique child of God with special gifts and talents. We believe that God is calling these young people to lead their families, their businesses, and their communities in accordance with His teachings. We welcome those from all faith backgrounds who value excellent education. Part of our Catholic identity is respect for the inquiry of the human mind. Pinecrest Academy's approach is called integral formation. Through this unique process, we address the whole child, intellectually, humanly, spiritually, and apostolically. We also refer to these as the 4 pillars. One thing that makes Pinecrest unique is that we have gender-separated classes that begin in the 4th grade. Research proves that boys and girls learn differently. In this gender-separate environment, students feel free to explore who they are and develop their full potential. Pinecrest wholly believes that you, the parent, are the primary educator of your child. We wish to work alongside you to form them into the adults that God desires them to be. Thank you for considering our school as a partner in the development of your gifts from God.
Welcome back to Pinecrest Academy Football presented by SUV TV. I'm Ned Case alongside John Paul Hoover. We're here at Mount Pisgah Christian School in Alpharetta. John Paul 7-7 at the half. Paladins offensively, great opening drive, 70 yards. Barrows just ran one in from about 18 yards out, 24 yards out. Got on the board 7-0. Then kind of stalled. The McCarthy injury first series was part of that, but we talk about those adjustments that are so important. What do you think we're going to see out of this Paladin offense in the second half?
Offense, I hope to see more passing. I hope to see some quicker calls. Just get the offense moving, at least initially, so you have some momentum on your side. I mean, we saw it obviously die down going into the half. And, I mean, a 7-7, but a score certainly doesn't tell the whole story so far.
And 7-7, low scoring. We thought we were going to see a ton of points. Of course, Pisgah coming into this game averaging 42 points per game, only 7 through one half. Big time credit to this Paladin defense. Bend but don't break, and not letting Sendoya and the offense score the couple times they've been in the red zone, except for the once.
Right, and that's what you need to do in the defense. At the end of the day, you can't give up points. And they even stopped them from getting a field goal. So that's a big stop for the defense, but if you're the offense, you're in debt to the defense right now. You're severely in debt.
For sure.
So you really got to step up and start making some plays. I mean, Pisgah just driving on the field. They must have over 200 yards of offense by now. It's just you're getting, I don't want to say lucky on defense stopping them before they score, but
playing a lot of defense is tiring.
It's very tiring. Like you said before, you guys got guys playing both sides of the ball, and they're tired. Don't have a whole lot of depth in this team, and you just gotta score for the offense.
Right.
You gotta run on the clock a little bit.
It's simple. You know,
it's
you have to score.
It's so simple.
But you do.
Yeah.
But no, to your point, I mean, the defense is playing well. If you can get up, 2 touchdowns, it's like you can really take control of this game. Really, either way, we hope it goes in Pinecrest's favor. For Pisgah, played a nice first half defensively, did a nice job playing assignment football against this triple option. Offensively, kind of did what they want to do. Short passing, getting Sendoya out in space, letting him make plays, but really hurt themselves with penalties.
Oh, it's extremely detrimental with the penalties so far. And you see multiple times that they're in a scoring position, like a really good scoring position, and then just get a holding penalty, blocking it back, unsportsmanlike, something like that. And it's, when you're a coaching staff, that's the one thing you can't prepare for. You can prepare for any situation, but you count on your guys being mature enough and disciplined enough to not make stupid mistakes. It's detrimental to the team.
And so as we get ready to kick this second half off, it's Stuart Jeans teeing the ball up, come off his right foot, quick scoring. Rundown from the first half started with Pinecrest, like we said, on that opening drive, 24-yard touchdown run from Michael Barrows. Went up 7-0. That would be the only scoring until late in the second quarter when Max Miller punched one in from 3 yards out after a nice long drive for Pisgah. And Pisgah will start with the ball here, looking to go back-to-back with scores. But it won't be on this kickoff as Jeans puts it in the end zone for the automatic touchback. Stuart Jeans, second time we've seen him with a touchback this season.
That's what we want to see. Is at this level in high school, you don't have a lot of kickers who can make it to the end zone consistently. Stuart Jeans is one of those guys who's a soccer player, big-time soccer player. And he got a big leg. He can get in the end zone when he wants to, and that's what you need as a coach.
We talk about with those kickoffs, they like to do different things, the deep kicks, the pooch kicks, kicks to the sideline to try to pin them in. So at times successfully executed, kicking it deep, and that'll have Pisgah start with the ball on the 20. It's Jacob Sendoya in at quarterback, leading this offense up and down the field all night. Haven't been able to convert late, and Sendoya's going to keep it on a little counter play. He's got a lot of room trying to break through the middle of the field, and Binkley drags him down with the help of Daniel Duke at the 41-yard line.
And
big play there to open the half.
Big play to open the half, and Sendoya, I'll tell you what, to bring this out of context a little bit, he could be playing for another Patriots team somewhere in America that could use some quarterback help right now. He could certainly be the answer, right, with the way he's playing so far in this game.
No doubt. Sendoya Receivers each side. He's going to fake to his right. Pressure coming. Flags on the field. Sandoya keeping his eyes downfield, getting pressured in his face, and he's going to extend the play nicely. Find a man downfield, but we'll see what that flag on the far side is. It looks like perhaps too many men on the field.
Flag on the play.
They're going to call it illegal formation.
Procedure against the Patriots, 5-yard penalty. Repeat the
More penalties to start out the half. It's not what you hope for as a coach.
But Sandoya there, I mean, really a phenomenal job of waiting for someone to finally be open. And if you're this Pinecrest secondary and linebackers, you have to stay tight to your receivers because Sandoya is looking to throw the ball, not run.
Right, and even when he doesn't throw the ball, he runs. And so if you have to be especially disciplined if you're the corners and safeties, because you have to defend both. You got to be able, because he's fast, he got in space, and he can run you over. He's got a lot of power in the legs. He's such a threat.
Sandoya in the backfield alone, throws it out to Murphy on a quick little out route, and Daniel Duke's going to force him out of bounds there. Bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Patriots. Murphy, we talked about him. Short little guy, 5'7", 160. Does a lot of things. You see him running out route there. They've done getting them the balls and screens on flare routes. They like to get him in space.
Yeah, when you get him in space, kind of like Michael Broses on the Paladins, he's quick and fast. He's not always going to run you over, but he's going to make a lot of yards before you get to him.
It's going to be a handoff to Woodward, trying to get to the outside. Makes man miss, cuts it back inside, and finally dragged down from behind by a handful of Paladins there, getting up from the bottom of the pile. First contact looked like it was Hunter Hawk, but a first down for the Patriots.
Hunter Hawk starting to make some plays. We've seen him early in this season making a big statement. A young player like him, that shows good promise for the future and in good depth right now.
Woodward got that handoff last week, 5 receptions, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns, carries it on that one. Sandoya rolling to his right, eyes downfield, pressure in his face, makes a man miss, throws right to Daniel Duke. He's going to return back upfield and finally knocked out of bounds. Sandoya threw it right to Daniel Duke as if he forgot what color his team was wearing.
I don't know if he was trying to throw it away or he got a receiver 10 yards far downfield, but he looked like he was throwing right to Duke. That's a strange throw, especially from Sandoya. We see so many good decisions he's making so far. Got to wonder why he threw that ball.
He was close to the line of scrimmage on that one. I was a little worried it was going to come back. They were going to say it threw it past the line, but he didn't. You see Sandoya coming off there, talking with Coach Forrester, probably telling him what he saw. But, of course, that football is the most important thing, no matter what you saw. And the Paladins have it here, ball in plus territory on the 46-yard line. McCarthy's going to give it right off to Binkley, spinning off a tackle, got about 6 yards. And a fumble on the play, and Pisgah jumps on it. Binkley turns it right back over. He's slow getting up. Binkley does have a cast on one of those hands, which I'm sure makes holding on to the football hard. But that right there, it's you thought you got that momentum, the emotions that we always talk about. Give it right back.
Yeah, that's tough, and especially the play after. I mean, that's just this game is just back and forth, and there's really no rhyme or reason to the way the rhythm of this game has gone so far. It's an interesting game to watch, and it's also kind of a frustrating game to watch. You really want to see something consistent.
And a quick throw out to Woodward. Addison Ale coming up in coverage. Loss of 5. Addison Ale saw that, came out of his break quick. Big time tackle in space.
What that is a combination of preparation throughout this week, watching film, knowing what they're going to do, and adjustments at halftime. That's just perfect execution. If you can get that every play, you're going to win this game.
2 receivers to each side. First Sandoya goes for the hard count. Couldn't get anyone on Pinecrest. Now he's going to look to the sideline. Coach Forrester looked like he dabbed. That looked like the play call there. Interesting. And we'll see what does it. The handoff to Murphy down the right side. Trying to get to the edge and drag down Addison Ale again. Making plays on both sides of the field. The senior, 5'10", 164.
Addie, not the biggest guy in the field, but he makes up for it in his knowledge and the speed and intensity he brings to this defense. It's really just getting after these guys on offense, and really impressive with what it seems like his preparation and knowing those formations and being able to get a jump without anticipation, really making good tackles too, not letting any broken tackles happen.
And this spread formation, guys like Ale, who can be athletes in space, are really important. And Wills Brown misses him. Sandoya rolling to his right. McCarthy giving chase. McCarthy doing a nice job of getting his hand on the football. And McCarthy is going to get a late hit. That was a little bit of a ticky-tacky call. Sandoya looked like he was talking to him. McCarthy wanted no part of it, and that is tough. It's gonna give after a 4th and long. It's gonna give Pisgah an automatic first down, and that's the second after the whistle penalty on McCarthy. We had one on the far side, which was more a play, just a late hit, but.
Yeah, we got a lot of fans, Pinecrest fans booing here. That's not a mistake. That's just guys talking back and forth. I don't know if I would call that. I mean, that's just.
Yeah, it seemed a little ticky-tacky, especially for a big-time game like this. And for me, it's like Sandoya came up and said something to him. McCarthy said, I don't want to talk to the guy on the other team. Like, he didn't push him maliciously, so.
Yeah, like, get back to your huddle, call your play, and I'll stop you on defense next play. But that's a difficult situation.
But it was dead ball, so it's 15 yards, so it's not an automatic first down. So it's 4th and 1 here. Paladins defense still has a chance to get off the field. Sandoya deep, looks like he may be pooch punting. And he'll keep it, finds a hole, hit. I don't know if he got it. His second effort, he did get it. Nice initial hit by number 82, Corey Downs, but Sandoya did a nice job bouncing off that, getting some yards after contact, getting that first down.
And again, Sandoya is showing how great of an athlete he is. He'll juke you out and run past you, and then he'll run you over. As we saw there, that second effort, leading this team on offense so far.
So 1st and 10, ball on the 46-yard line of the Paladins. Pisgah looking to score. Gives it off to Murphy, trying to get to the right side, cuts it up, and not a lot of room. He'll get about 3 there. Good job there. Number 44 in on the tackle for the Paladins, Jackson Wilmot, the senior.
And we talked about it. This defense has got to get off of the field. You got a few minutes gone in the 3rd quarter already. The offense has played one little play on the field so far. So they just really got to get off the field, especially if these guys are going to be playing offense the next drive. They got to get their energy up.
It's going to be a handoff to Miller. Not a lot of room to go on the edge, and a flag comes in late. My guess is it's going to be a hold, as a nice job of setting the edge there by the defensive line of the Paladins. And it is going to be a hold on Pisgah. So once again, the Patriots hurting themselves with penalties and offensive penalties, just making it harder for them to get it. That being said, a big penalty here on the Paladins on this drive is the reason the drive's still alive.
Right, and these penalties, maybe one of the reasons it's still 7-7. I think
right.
Really one of the reasons 7-7. And it's just helping the defense out a little bit, but it's not helping the offense at all.
Right.
So, I mean, if anything, it's keeping the defense on the field longer. So it's a tough situation for the defense right now, and he's really, really got to get off the field.
So it's 2nd and long, we're going to call it 17 here for the Patriots. 7:40 and running on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. 7-7 the score in this region battle. Sandoya a lot of time. Woodward drops it. He was looking downfield before he caught it. May have heard the footsteps of Carson Holler, who delivered a big hit to ensure he wouldn't catch that football.
That's a great hit by Carson Holler. Really setting the tone here coming into the second half. That's one of those things to talk about, a defenseless receiver sometimes now, and you got to be careful if you're an official, but he's just playing by the rules.
Nice job.
That's a solid
hitting low around the waist.
Low. It's a textbook tackle.
So a big drop there from Woodward. May have been short, but would have made it a much more manageable 3rd down. 3rd and 17. Sandoya in the gun. 3 receivers to his right. Now 4 as Woodward motions out that way. 1 receiver to his left. Sandoya stepping up in the pocket. He's got a wheel route. Woodward just overthrew him. Sandoya had him but missed him. And that penalty looks like it may not hurt the Paladins on this drive.
And on that wheel route, that's the spot you got to hit the guy in, is when that right in between that linebacker and that secondary, And you saw Duke coming in. He was ready to make that hit, or that pick for that matter. And Sendoya, if you'd thrown it maybe a little bit early, maybe a little lower, could have been a completion.
Although the offense stays on the field, Sendoya in the gun. Carson Holler back deep on the 20 as if waiting for a punt here from Sendoya, and he'll do just that. Off the right foot, low, takes a high bounce. Holler fields it at the 20, gets a big block from Downs, cuts it upfield. A lot of room for Holler if he can find the lane, and tripped up. Couldn't tell if it was a Patriot. It looked like number 22 Woodward got in there, just tripped him up. But big time return, good field position here for the Paladins. Let's hold on to that football.
Yes, let's hold on to the football right now, and let's get the ball at least in the red zone so we have a chance of scoring. Just keep our defense off the field.
You see Holler's return here, got a big time block from Corey Downs.
Huge block.
To really spring that run. Got Downs doing a nice job getting in front, making sure it wasn't in the back. Ball on the 45-yard line, so 55 yards to the end zone for Ryan McCarthy and company. Little heavier set with only one receiver to the near side. Looks like Hunter Hawk in the backfield at the B position, and it's going to go to Hawk, and he's going to get about 4 yards, so a nice first down play there.
Corey Downs making the big block there. He shows that you don't have to be this big, huge guy. You just got to have leverage. In fact, I remember in middle school, we used to call Corey Downs Sticks. Not a whole lot of weight on him, but he certainly has the height in that size, and he knows how to generate some power.
6'2", all of 160 for Downs, but making plays, 4 interceptions on the year already, 1 in this game in the end zone, stopping a potential scoring drive for the Patriots. Here we are, 2nd and 6. It's going to be McCarthy. He pitches it out to Ale, who can't hold on to the football. And Ale just let that one get all the way into his body. Looked like he should have grabbed it with his hands.
Coach Winter infuriated, and I would be too if the team can't hold on to the football. That's the first thing they tell you, and hold on to the football. It's stupid mistakes.
As we tick under the halfway mark in the third quarter, 5:54 and counting. 3rd and long here as the music comes on. It hasn't gotten too loud from either student section quite yet. We heard a nice burst here from the Pinecrest section in front of us on that last turnover. And it's going to be Barroza's coming in motion. A little draw play to Hawk. A lot of room. He gets a block from Downs. Hawk to the 40. And a great play call. Great execution on the draw play on 3rd and 15. Hunter Hawk, 25 yards on that run.
What a great call there. And that's one of those plays that can easily be blown up. All it takes is one guy. He doesn't have a whole lot of momentum running the ball, but when he gets some good blocks, the key blocks right there, and he can go right down the field for a big gain. That's exactly what this offense needed.
And who was the key block on the edge there? Number 82.
Corey Downs.
So another big block there by Downs. No catches as a receiver today, but some big blocks keeping this drive alive. 1st and 10. McCarthy keeps it on a little midline, cuts upfield, makes a couple guys miss. McCarthy made about 3 guys miss, just stuck his right foot in the ground, cut upfield. That was good for a run of 6.
Yeah, he made 3 guys miss, and then he drove 3 guys into the ground. It was really impressive. Again, this offense starting to drive down the field, hold on to the football, and just be consistent. Be consistent. Don't try to do too much. At the same time, you got to keep that engine going. Keep running it.
Nose of the football on the 30. Receiver to each side. It's Binkley and Downs. McCarthy's got Barrozas and Holiday backs. Hunter Hawk coming off that big run at B-back. It's going to be McCarthy again, looking for a little room. Dancing, and a nice hit there. That was number 3, Max Miller, who we heard offensively getting in the end zone earlier. And that's they're going to say no loss on that play, bring up 3rd and 4.
You see Coach Wynn on the sideline pointing, go north, don't dance around. You would think that as a senior and experienced, you would know that it's most of the time better to just put your head down and get a yard, maybe 2. But I would trust Ryan to do something if he thinks he can do something.
And, as that clock keeps ticking down, guys are looking to make plays. So you got to remember, keep the fundamentals. Get 3-4 yards every time here. So big 3rd down here, possibly 2-down territory. Quick out route, down, slips, and almost had a chance to catch it right off his hands. Would have been good for a 1st down. So 4th and 4, ball on the 30. You certainly think it's 4th and go territory here for Coach Winter, and the offense stays on the field. Here comes the senior, number 21, Jack Binkley, bringing the play in. Binkley and Downs will be split out wide at receiver. McCarthy under center, Hunter Hawk the B-back this drive, Roses and Holler, both threats when they get out on the edge to make plays, potentially break this for a touchdown. We'll see what they do here. It's going to be McCarthy on the keeper, pitches it out to Holler, gets a block from Roses. Holler down the sideline, dragged out of bounds, and that's how you execute on 4th down.
That's great execution. It seems like you got Holler, Barozis, and Downs. Whenever one of them's running it or catching it, the other two are blocking. Great blocking by Michael Barozis. Get the edge, get the first down. Now you're in scoring position.
Barozis setting the edge. Holler out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Keeps this drive alive. 3:29 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Paladins looking for their first score since the opening drive of the night. McCarthy snaps it. He's going to give it to Hawk. Nowhere to run. Almost broke the tackle. Big time hit there. Number 42, Thomas McGee. He's having a nice game for the Patriots defense.
I really want to see them pass it here. You saw Corey Downs. If he hadn't slipped in that play a couple plays ago, could have gotten a first down. I want to see just getting this offense accelerating. Get some momentum on your side. And we see this the triple option somewhat inconsistent so far. I really think you just got to get a little open here, pass the ball a little bit.
McCarthy's only pass attempt was on this drive. You mentioned it, Downs right off his hands, a little tough, and McCarthy keeps it, pitches it out to Holler, gets to the edge again, and knocked out of bounds. Looks like he'll get back to the original sticks, maybe a couple yards ahead of it, bringing up a 3rd and 8, ball on the 20-yard line. So again, potentially 2-down territory. Jeans has done a nice job kicking the ball this year. So if you get a couple yards here, potentially you're in field goal range. But this is certainly an opportunity where you don't want negative plays. Want an opportunity to put points on the board after this play.
Right, you want an opportunity to get points on the board. And I think certainly the offense they need a touchdown. I think they need more than a field goal.
Right.
They need, because Pisgah can obviously run down the field and score and take the lead if they get a field goal here.
So McCarthy brings for Rose's motion. He's going to throw the football quick out to Downs. He catches it right at the sticks. We'll see where they mark him with forward progress. And I don't see us. There's the spot. Looks like just a yard short, but there's that completion you called for. One, it gets you a good chunk of yards to make it 4th and manageable, but now that threat of throwing the football is there going into the 4th quarter.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what you need. It's just getting in the psychology of Pisgah's defense.
4th and 2 here for the Paladins. Ball on the 14-yard line. 2 minutes on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. McCarthy's got the ball under center. He's going to drive forward, and he got it. McCarthy just said, "Coach, give me the football. I'm going to get us that first down," and he does just that. Big-time play by the Citadel commit and senior.
Big-time play right there. Let's see if this offense can get into the end zone and get a solid lead here going into the 4th quarter.
1:45 on the clock. Counting down here. This is a nice drive for the Paladins. Started at the 45-yard line. Their own 45. They've now driven down to the 11. Can still get a first down inside the 1-yard line. McCarthy under center. He's going to give it. No, he keeps it. Makes one man miss. Tries to get to the edge. Can he stiff arm the defender? He does. McCarthy to the corner of the end zone. What a run. Ryan McCarthy showing off his strength, showing off his speed, and a flag on the play. And that's going to bring this one back. They're going to say McCarthy grabbed the face mask of the defender. And that one really hurts. That's a 15-yarder for the Paladins. Bring the ball back to the 31-yard line. We're able to be first down.
And it's almost painful to watch.
And you see it here on the replay. McCarthy was just trying to get the defender off him, and it must have, instead of keeping that hand flat, must have just grabbed that face mask.
And that's not a call you see from a lot of officials today. So it's good that they're being consistent, but at the same time, That would have been a score. That would have been it.
Would have been a phenomenal touchdown.
Great touchdown.
For McCarthy. So now ball on the 31-yard line, first down, 30 to go. McCarthy deep, had a man, didn't have time to get the throw off. Throws it downfield, got Binkley, caught! And Ryan McCarthy, great job extending the play. Binkley with a great catch downfield, sliding down to the 6-yard line. And that play will get you right back in scoring position as the Patriot is down on the far side of the field. We can see it here on our SUV replay. McCarthy extending the play, keeping his eyes downfield, and a big-time throw to Binkley. Man, that's that arm strength that we talked about, that natural throwing motion that we see out of McCarthy on the run, delivering the ball right where it needed to be.
On the run, looking like how Centoya's been playing this game.
Yeah.
And it's on the run. It's that, like you said, that tremendous arm strength and the great catch down there by the goal line. That's just putting them back what's in good scoring position, but at the same time, you don't have anything to go by to say that they can score so far. So they really got to hold on to the ball, don't commit penalties, and you got to stay with your fundamentals, like he said. And if you do that, you should easily be able to get into the end zone at this point, since you've driven down a lot of the field so far.
Chase Grande was the injured Patriot on that play, walks off the field on his own power, a little bit of a limp, favoring his left leg. Looks like it's cramps as he's getting stretched out. But for Binkley, you know, the senior, Jack Binkley, his brother Brooks Binkley plays B-back, gets a lot of carries. Binkley, his first catch of the year, first reception of the year, and it couldn't have come at a bigger moment in this game. And you talk about it in this rivalry game and in this region game, the senior steps up and makes a huge play.
Oh, that's what you count on. That's why you have seniors in the field, that they can have that mental fortitude to keep the play going and not just give up or get overwhelmed. He just seemed natural, just running the route, get open for Ryan, and make the great catch to save the drive.
So McCarthy under center, ball at the 6-yard line, Ale in motion. McCarthy keeps it lit up and down to about the 2-yard line. McCarthy doing a nice job of finding a hole, bringing up a 3rd and 1 for a first down, 3rd and 2 for a touchdown.
Purcell brought him down.
And coming back in the game, it's number 14, Chase Grande, just took one play off. And Sendoya looks like he's the backup cornerback. He really does do everything for this team.
He really does.
So ball on the 2, 17 seconds and counting. If they don't get in here, this will probably be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Let's see who they give it to. McCarthy keeps it, tries to get to the edge, and makes a man miss. And we'll see where they spot him. He went out of bounds, so 2 seconds on the clock in the 3rd quarter. 4th, nowhere. No yardage gained on the play. We'll bring up 4th and 2. Last play of the 3rd quarter here with 2 seconds left. And Coach Winter is going to use a timeout here. 2 seconds remaining, but he wants to make sure this 4th down call is perfect for his team. As a certified financial planner, Pinecrest Academy family member Bill Kiernan brings the professional certification that provides peace of mind that you will receive sound advice for your financial planning needs. Bill provides safe money strategies. Whether you're looking to participate in market gains or avoid costly money management fees to grow your wealth, Bill can provide support and guidance. Follow the lead of many of your friends at Pinecrest and call Bill at 678-776-4592 to learn what he could do for you. You can rest assured that following safe money strategies with Bill can provide the asset growth you desire. So John Paul, 4th and 2, Coach Winter, you talked about it. Field goals aren't going to do you a lot of good with how fast Sendoya can lead this Pisgah offense to the end zone. Got to have a touchdown here. Who do you think gets the ball here? Do you let your senior leader, captain, keep it, or do you maybe get it in the hands of one of your edge speed guys?
I like to see it going to one of the edge speed guys. You got to get Michael Broses involved maybe, and it's some good blocking outside. When you get on the edge, all you need is 1 or 2 blocks to get that touchdown.
4th and 2, ball on the 3, can get a first down inside the 1-yard line. McCarthy under center, he's gonna keep it, not a lot of room. I don't think he got it, and that Patriot defense comes up big inside their own 5. And now Sendoya will start with the ball at his own 3-yard line to start the fourth quarter here in Alpharetta, Georgia. Headed into the fourth quarter, the score, Pinecrest 7, Mount Pisgah 7. We'll be right back for more Pinecrest Academy football presented by SUV TV right after this.
This Pinecrest Academy football broadcast is brought to you by Billy Howe Ford, family owned and operated since 1977. Atlanta Rehabilitation and Performance Center, official provider for the Paladins. Team physician, Haynes Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Foresight, dedicated to all better.
I got a high ankle sprain going for a rebound.
Injuries are part of playing.
I got hit catching a pass and broke my collarbone.
So it's good to know that the sports medicine doctors, therapists, and athletic trainers at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta are experts at treating young athletes. If your child suffers any kind of sports-related injury,
I got hit and dislocated my shoulder.
bring him to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
Start of the fourth quarter. Ball on the 3-yard line of Pisgah. They're going to have to go 97 yards to get in the end zone. They're going to start with the handoff to Murphy. Excuse me, it's Miller. Makes a couple guys miss. Stays on his feet. Breaking tackles. Miller to the 30. McCarthy chases him down. And McCarthy is going to get another late flag. Ryan McCarthy really hurting his team. He is caught in a swarm of Patriot players right now. And we'll see if any more flags come out. McCarthy's still down over there, finally pops up.
As a leader of the team, it's disappointing to see that happen.
You got to be smarter. You got to be smarter. You gave up a big play. You know, you got a chance. They're still not in scoring position. You give up a 15, now they're on your side, and they really get the ball moving. So, you know, Coach Winter talks about it, and you love talking about it, is it's a game of emotion, and it really is. You have a chance to score at the end of the third quarter, take the lead. Instead, the other team stops you, and then they get a big play. McCarthy gets one, and you see Holler trying to talk to him, and Hunter Hawk, and McCarthy right now really maybe some frustration, doesn't seem to really want to talk to anybody, and gets that late one. So, you know, you just need your senior to take a deep breath and remember the kind of player he is and what the impact he can have.
Right, and remember the context. Remember where you are, both in the game and in the season. It's 7-7. You got a quarter left.
Right.
You need to make plays at this point of the game. You cannot make dumb mistakes like that. And you're just starting this region part. This is the gauntlet. You're going into the gauntlet. If you're like this now, you got to recuperate. Like you said, just relax.
Right.
Look at where you are. And just play football. Don't do anything. Just play football. Once he's out of bounds, he's out of bounds. You don't need to do anything else.
Right. So, ball on the 49-yard line of the Paladins, plus territory for the Patriots. Sendoya in the gun, rolling to his left, throws it out. Got a man off the hands. And again, second time a Patriot receiver has taken his eyes off the ball to look upfield. That time it was number 19, Bryce Brazel.
Corey Downs could have come up with another interception there. That would have been huge for this Paladin team. But you have a whole quarter left. It's tie game.
Certainly not the shootout we were expecting.
No, certainly not.
Last week, 35 points for Pinecrest against Walker. We've mentioned it a handful of times. 40-plus points scored in every game coming into this game for Pisgah. Patriots offense hasn't had that success scoring, done a nice job moving the ball up and down, but can't find the end zone. Sendoya trying to change that. All alone, throws a quick screen out, dropped. They're going to call incompletion. Intended for number 1, Connor Norwood. The sophomore dropped that pass.
And that Pisgah offense right now, they were consistently getting big amount of yards last half. And right now, they're just getting more inconsistent, and that's a testament to the disruption made by this defense. Made some adjustments at halftime.
3rd and 10, Sendoya rolling to his left, good pressure, can't get to the edge, coming back, getting chased from the backside. Binkley forces him out of bounds. He stepped out at the 40-yard line. He's going to be just a little short, although that sure seems like a generous spot from the official on the near side.
Looks like he just kept his feet in to get that extra yard.
So he may have a first down here, although they're going to spot it, it looks like, then probably bring the chains all the way over, and they will do that. So, you know, while we have a moment here, you know, we talk about, you know, Sendoya is ready to make a play. McCarthy just trying to do a little too much on a couple plays. You know, it's 7-7, 4th quarter of a tight game. You know, for both these teams, it's really the first tight game they've played. You know, Pisgah had a shootout with Holy Innocents, 143-36, kind of controlled the game. Then a couple dominant wins. You know, obviously, big loss early for Pinecrest. Then 2 blowout wins for them. So both these teams might be pressing a little bit in the 4th quarter. Do you think that there's some truth to that, or you think that they're just ready to play and maybe they're just a little too energetic?
No, I think they're definitely pressing, and it's that mentality. And I don't know how many times I have to say emotion before somebody gets mad.
But it's true. But it's true. It's very true.
Very pertinent to this kind of situation.
Yes.
You're right. You're absolutely right. They're pressing. Well, what else would you do if, like you said, if you've blown out teams and right now you're expecting to be up a significant or down a significant amount, and it's 7-7, I could see you getting frustrated.
Right.
You got to score or be scored on. You're just not happy with the score right now, and that leads to costly mental mistakes, as we saw Ryan McCarthy making some dumb mistakes there, and just more penalty. You got to just relax and get into the game, play some football.
So as they brought the change to the far side, it was a first down for Pisgah. Sendoya keeps it, got a little bit of a room. Daniel Duke is going to force him out of bounds. Duke doing a nice job coming up in run support. Gain of 6 for Sendoya on that run.
Daniel Duke coming up, and getting low on Sendoya, and that's a big part because he can juke you out, but if you get low and you get at least just a toe, get his toe, slow him down at all. And allow a lot of your other defenders to come over and swarm him.
So Sendoya in the backfield. He's joined by Thomas McGee. First time we've seen him in the backfield tonight. He's going to pass block, quick throw out to Woodward. That looked like a block in the back. Wasn't called. Woodward running backwards now. Downs is going to hawk him down and push him out. Looks like at about the 40-yard line. Loss of about 5 there. Looked like a block in the back. Oh, there's the flag. See it on the far side. These blue flags, I'm looking for some yellow laundry on the field. So it's going to be a spot foul from where it occurred. So we'll see if they take the penalty or if they will take the penalty. So it'll bring up a 2nd and long for this Patriot offense. 10:38 on the clock here in the final quarter of the game. 7-7. It's been a defensive battle. The offense has moved the ball up and down, but can't quite smell the end zone. Sendoya in the gun alone, ball on the left hash. He's going to drop back to pass, looking to his right, throws a quick out route. It's Murphy. Murphy out in space, makes one man miss, spins to the inside, makes another man miss, and dragged down finally by Carson Holler. But a big-time play there. We talk about Murphy in space, making play, spun, Ale missed him, got a first down.
Murphy's quick, and if you let him get away at all, and he has at least some blocking downfield, as we saw there, it's dangerous. And now they're in a position where you get a guy in space, 20 yards is all you need.
Yep. So ball on the 23. Sendoya is going to keep it on a design quarterback keeper, and Binkley's there to meet him, wraps him up low, and that's going to be a gain of about 5. So ball will be spotted on the 18, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Paladins.
Sendoya slow getting up. You see him gimping back to the huddle.
He's been
carrying the ball a lot, been getting hit a lot.
He's been getting hit a lot. We saw this happen a little earlier in the game, but he recovered from that. Interesting situation for him. Looks like he's quite shaken up.
And it looks like Pisgah's going to call a timeout. Coach Forrester did not like the look of Sendoya coming back to the huddle. He looks like he's favoring his left leg, maybe that ankle. We'll see what they end up doing with Sendoya here. So, John Paul, again, inside the 20, inside the red zone. This defense has been so strong. Last week, 2 turnovers, a missed field goal. This week, an interception, a missed field goal. You know, they did punch one in, but you gotta, it seems like both these teams are saying we have to score touchdowns.
Right, you have to.
So you just have to keep them out of the end zone.
You got to keep them out of the end zone. And for Pinecrest especially, if you're on the 2-yard line, there's no guarantee that you can score, and even if you have multiple chances at that point. And it's frustrating if you're the Paladins because of that, because you know you can't score on the mat, and the defense seems like it's doing all the work right now. And really need to stop here. If Pisgah scores here, the way this game's been going, that might be the last score we see.
But certainly plenty of time left. This triple option attack, you know, it does need some time. 9:27 on the clock. That's more than enough time if they get the ball back with 7 or 8 minutes. But again, we'll see if this Paladins defense can come up with one more stop inside the red zone. They've done it a handful of times the last 2 games. Sendoya back out there. Quarterback throws the slant. Again off the hands. Ball's up in the air. And another drop by 19, Brazel. He's had a tough time holding on to the football. Sendoya has not had a lot of help from his receivers. That's at least the 4th drop I can think of.
Right, it's a lot of drops so far, but it's only a matter of time until they start catching those balls. And if you're the secondary, you got to step up and make some plays, make some hits. You saw Carson Holler making some hits earlier, making guys drop the ball. You got to get other guys to step up. We've seen a lot of seniors. I've noticed a lot of seniors making tackles. Get everybody involved. Get more guys involved making these tackles. That seems like the only way you're going to stop these guys.
Sendoya in the gun. Murphy in there to block with them. Yadav coming in his face. Finds a man. That time the ball is caught by Brazel, and that'll be a first down as Ale knocks him out of bounds. Ball spotted at the 9, 10-yard line, so that'll bring up 1st and goal.
That's good enough
From the 10, are they going to say? They're going to say 1st and goal. So 1st and goal from the 10, 9-10 on the clock. It'll start on the whistle. There it is. Excuse me, no, he went out of bounds. So the clock won't start, excuse me there. So Sendoya in the gun, 2 receivers to each side, ball on the left hash. Murphy in the backfield with him. He's gonna bring Norwood in motion. And it's gonna be Sendoya keeps rolls to his right. Yadav coming right in his face, makes Yadav fall. And McCarthy's gonna drag him down at the 6-yard line. Bringing up 2nd and goal.
Brought down near the 5.
Big play. The offense right there. They just, again, they're nickel and diming Pinecrest defense to death. They're getting some big plays, but even when they're not getting big plays, they're getting small gains, and that's tough to handle.
So 2nd and goal, ball on the 6. A little confusion out of the Patriots here. It's going to be a 2 tight end look here, 2 receivers. The big running back, Max Miller, back there with Sendoya. They give it to Miller, and he breaks 1 tackle. And are they going to say he's in? He is just short, down to about the 1 foot line. Bringing up 3rd and goal from there. I would expect a snap to go to Sendoya or Miller on this one.
That makes sense. That's about as close as you can get to the end zone without scoring.
Stone Brown met Miller at the line, but just couldn't wrap him up. So 3rd and goal. Ball inches from the goal line. Sendoya in the gun, gives it to Miller, and he is in. Touchdown, Patriots. They take their first lead of the game.
Interesting to see Pisgah come out in the gun like that. You would think they would just go around the center, but if they can score like that, then why not?
So after a scoreless 3rd quarter, Patriots strike here 1st and the 4th on a 1-yard run from Max Miller, his 2nd running touchdown of the game.
See a lot of different players on Pisgah making plays. Miller, Sendoya, and it goes. It's so. I want to say frustrating. It's hard for the defense to center on Sendoya like they were in the first half. They seem to be focusing on him because now you got spreading around the field.
Right.
Sendoya is not the one making most of the plays. So it's tough. It's tough. The Paladins now down 14-7. Offense has got to get it in gear. They got to finish. They got to finish most of all. They can show they drive down the field.
Finish is the word.
Really need to finish.
7:36 on the clock. Certainly plenty of time for a triple option attack to punch one in, but they just have to get going. They have to really win first and second down, and you cannot have penalties.
Cannot have penalties, especially like personal foul penalties.
Holding, anything that's going to 10 yards, I mean, that kills a drive.
Definitely kills a drive and a momentum.
So we see, look at the Pinecrest coaches bouncing around over there, trying to bring that excitement. They really need, you're facing adversity, right? This is really your first adversity since the very first part of that South Forsyth game. You need someone to make a play. Holler, Baroses, they're back deep. Both guys, we talk about it all the time, they are explosive. Get the ball in their hands, get some good blocking up front from your wedge guys, and make a play here. Give yourself some good start and field position. And it'll be fielded by Baroses on the run at the 12, looking for that hole we talked about, and not gonna have it. Dragged down, number 12 on the tackle, Jackson Grant. That's the third or fourth time we've called his name tonight.
But hey, like you said, that adversity. This is the type of thing that at the end of the season, at the end of your high school career, you say, hey, do you remember that crazy game? It was only 14-7 when somehow we came back. That's the one that you tell stories about, these kind of rivalry games. You got to overcome that adversity, and that really this is showing Pinecrest true colors on this drive. Is going to tell you a lot about the character of these players.
Coach Winter loves his senior groups as they're a tight group. They're ready to face adversity head on. McCarthy pitches it out to Baroses. He's going to get to the edge. Does that? Does he stay in bounds? He does. And he's going to be right up near the first down marker. He's going to get an 11-yard run by Baroses. That's how you want to start this drive. That's how we saw them start the game.
That's exactly how we saw them start the game. And if it's anything like we saw them start the game, they'll score a touchdown. But hopefully they can get past that 2-yard line this time.
And a lot of times in these late fourth quarter drives when you have to score points, that first down is so important, right? Get that confidence, get that ball moving, get the defense on their heels a little bit. That's exactly what happened. First down on the first play. So 7 minutes on the clock now. We're under 7 as it continues to run. McCarthy under center, receivers to each side. 1 for 2 throwing the ball so far tonight. And he's going to throw it again. He's got some time. Middle of the field. He's got Holler caught at the 40. Makes a man miss. Dragged down the 35-yard line. McCarthy found Holler running down the seam. Big time gain. That was a gain of 27 yards.
That great passing that we saw against Walker. The passing ignites the offense and it opens up a little more room for that triple option.
And we see McCarthy delivering the ball to Holler in stride, who catches it, makes the first man miss. Now you're in plus territory, and this is that confidence you need. Throwing the ball, running the ball. This defense is really getting on their heels. So McCarthy, Hawk in the backfield as the B back there, gonna give it to Hawk. No, McCarthy keeps it, late pitch out to Baroses, gets to the edge, and steps out of bounds. A little bit of a late hit there, not called on the far sideline. And that'll be a gain of about 7.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of late hit there.
Seems like they've been calling some of these knick-knack fouls. And you think that one might get called, especially on that sideline, but
yeah,
it's not.
especially the sideline.
So 2nd and 3 here for this offense. Nice 7-yard gain there. McCarthy doing a nice job waiting for a late pitch to Baroses. McCarthy making sure everybody's set. 2 receivers, 1 to each side. Balanced formation. It's going to be a quick pitch to Baroses. Holler with a nice block on the edge. Baroses just tripped up down to the 23-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan McCarthy, Michael Baroses, that little combination, driving all the way downfield to keep this going. And this is a different kind of momentum than we saw in their last drive. This is the kind of momentum we saw in the first drive of the game, where they're just not
it's
stopping.
confident. It's
exactly confident momentum, driving right down the field. They're really playing like it's 0-0.
Nice block on the edge on that last play from Holler. Again, those A-backs blocking for each other, giving each other running lanes. McCarthy, Baroses comes in motion. It's going to be a reverse for Holler, trying to get to the edge. Got one man to beat and stays on his feet, spinning, and down to the 20-yard line.
If Jack Binkley, if he could have held that block a little longer,
And there's one of those penalties we talked about that can really hurt the Paladins. It was a hold.
Made the tackle.
So again, but on those long developing plays like that, counter attack there as opposed to a straight triple, those linemen have to hold their blocks a little longer, and that's where a hold comes into play.
That's where a hold comes into play, and yeah, again, it's the pressure of this time in the game. They feel the pressure of, I can't let this guy get tackled. I gotta do whatever it takes to. And yeah, sure, but you can't take it too far and break the rule. Yeah, exactly. You hurt your team.
So Ale end to spell Holler after that run. Holler playing just about every snap so far. McCarthy keeps it, cuts up field, and he's going to have his knee touch down at about the 31-yard line, bringing up 2nd and 17.
Hey, isn't this what high school football is all about? This time of the game is this is what brings the community together and brings fans from all over, fans from watching from Shanghai. I know there's fans watching from Shanghai in this live stream right now. And this is why it's so amazing. Yeah, it's just single-A high school football, but it's
Friday Night Lights.
It's Friday Night Lights. It's so much more than that.
So McCarthy's going to throw the football. Got some time. Got Baroses. Caught, dragged down at the 9-yard line. Michael Baroses makes a nice catch as McCarthy delivers the ball. Big-time first down on a 2nd and long for this offense. And the passing game really coming alive.
Really coming alive. And like I said, I would like to see him do it more throughout the game, but if it's working right now, then that's exactly what you want.
And you see Holler do a nice job of getting his body around as that ball was thrown to the back shoulder by McCarthy. So ball now on the 10-yard line, 1st and goal, 4:15 and counting on the clock here in the 4th quarter. It's going to be a quick pitch out to Baroses. Gets a little bit of block on the edge, but nice pursuit there from the Patriots. Gain of about 1, maybe 2.
Addison Ale had the block for a second and it was a bigger guy who's going to get it back, going to get past him eventually, but tough play there. Hey, you got 3 more downs.
And it looks like Ale is going to stay in on this drive. Holler, I think, is the player on the far side on the bench getting his wind back, it looks like. So Addison Ale will have to do a nice job blocking on the edge to replace what Holler's done for Baroses so far in this game. 2nd and goal from the 9. 3:30 and counting on the clock. Paladins have to get in the end zone on this drive to tie it up. 14-7, the Patriots lead. McCarthy looking to bleed that clock, not give Sendoy a lot of time. And he's going to throw. It's a quick slant. It's caught. Corey Downs. Wow, what a snag. Pulled that one down between 2 defenders. And the Paladins are an extra point away from tying this one up.
Man, what a catch. And the strength is to pull it down, and what a beautiful throw. Just picture perfect execution, exactly what the offense needed.
And we see it here on the replay. McCarthy, nice protection up front, sets his feet off that back foot, throws the slant, and Downs just yanks it down with his hands as Stuart Jeans is on for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. That'll tie this one up at 14 on a 9-yard reception from Corey Downs, who's been making plays all year for this team. And we talked about him when that drive started. This is your adversity if you're Pinecrest. You're down, you haven't played your best, you've turned the football over, your leader McCarthy's made some mistakes, and man, did they respond.
Wow, and again, the 2 senior to senior on that last play there, they certainly responded throughout this whole drive, and we saw nothing but with a little hiccup, with a little holding call there, but certainly it's confident and momentum, just nothing but that. And that's exactly what you need going against adversity. We saw a throw there. That's the kind of clutch throw you want from a Citadel commit like that. And Corey Downs just coming up strong. That's the kind of chemistry that you work on all through summer, all through
7-on-7
so far.
camps.
7-on-7 camps.
Yep.
You could not make that throw without having that chemistry between those 2 guys who've been playing together since Pee Wee football.
Right. And how about McCarthy, right? You're the triple option quarterback. You're going to Citadel. They run the triple option. Kid can't throw the ball right. Wrong. He throws 3 big-time passes, the long first down conversion to Holler, the long first down conversion to Baroses, and then just a tight slant, put the football where either his guy was going to catch it or nobody was, and Downs came away with the play, tied up at 14, 3:13 on the clock. Jacob Sendoya and this Patriot offense are going to have another chance to punch one in, and Jeans is going to pooch it. Let's see if it hits the ground. It's not. It's fielded by Sendoya, running down the sideline, and he's hit there. Nice hit. That looked like it was, let's see if I can peek through some numbers. It may have been the man of the hour, number 82, Corey Downs, I believe, was on the tackle there.
And Corey Downs he in the spotlight making the big catch there, but he's not too cool to play on special teams. He'll come up and make the big hit on Sendoya right there.
3 phases of the game. So Coach Winter with a little bit of an interesting strategy there. Instead of kicking it deep, making them drive the full length, kick that pooch, maybe get the ball back, and then you go score for the win. So I totally understand that strategy. But we'll see as it goes to Murphy. And Allen Yadav, first man there, drags him down, loss of 5. Big time play by that Paladin defense as Murphy is slow getting up, and he's limping a little bit.
Alan Yadav, a big-time player on this defense. Haven't seen him a lot during this game, but he steps up in the big time when you really need it.
Yadav, it seems like we've seen him play a handful of different positions for this defense. Playing outside linebacker tonight. We'll see him with his hand down as a defensive lineman. And so big-time play there coming up in run support for a loss of 5 to open this drive. So Sendoya in the gun, widening his receiver out. 2 tight ends, 1 to each side. 2 receivers, 1 to each side. Looks like Miller's in the backfield with them. Miller 2 short running touchdowns so far. Sendoya's gonna throw it right out to Woodward. Downs delivers a big hit. Ball hits the ground. 3rd and long, 2:19 on the clock here. Corey Downs with the hit, but I'll tell you what, Downs looks exhausted on that far sideline.
He does look exhausted, but still, that again, face that adversity to step up like that. And again, seniors taking over. Alan Yadav, Corey Downs, really getting the win back in the sails for this defense.
3rd and 15, big play here for both teams. Sendoya rolling to his right, getting pressure in his face. Backside, Wills Brown is putting on pressure, throws it downfield, and wow, what a catch. Are they gonna say he caught it? It looked like he did. None of the officials seem confident in making a call, and they're gonna say it's incomplete. That is tough. It looked like Woodward went down to make a really nice sliding catch. The officials, none of them sure that he caught it, making the right decision, calling it incomplete. We could see it here on the replay as Sendoya throws it downfield, and it's tough to see there, but it looks like that ball does not touch the ground. I think that is a completion, a tough break for the Patriots, but a generous one, and a late flag comes in. A late flag, this could be on that Patriots sideline, and that could make a field position difference. So we'll see, it may just be a sideline warning. Or let's see, the officials pointing to the sideline as if somebody said something. So we'll see if this, it's gonna be an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Patriots.
Wow.
And it from the looks of the official, the official deep downfield, it seems like somebody on that Patriots sideline made a comment to him that he did not appreciate, and that's gonna be 15 yards. Now, 2:02 on the clock. They're obviously gonna have to punt on 4th and long. Holler standing at the 50-yard line, 2 timeouts. Pinecrest has a chance to win this football game if they can get some things going here. It starts with a nice return.
And that definitely have a chance to win thanks to some help from the refs there. I honestly think that if we were a higher level of football, has some instant replay, that would have been overturned. But
and Sendoya, nice punt on it, backs Holler up. Holler, fair catch, drops the football, and wow, Holler very lucky to get back on that football. Backpedaling, fair caught it. Sendoya, I'll tell you what, that might have been his best play of the game with just a punt right there that backed Holler all the way up.
It might have been. What an eventful last few minutes here.
Holler very lucky on that one. And it looked like the clock continued to run. When I looked up a second ago, there was 1:52 on the clock. Now down to 1:41. We'll see if the officials change anything about that. Certainly those are some advantages of being the home team, having the clock operator in your favor. And there they do. They put 1:52 back on the clock. So now it's Pinecrest's turn. Got to drive. They want to reach the end zone. 65 yards. Stuart Jean's field goal range. Probably need to get down to about the 20-yard line. Give him a shot inside 40, certainly. So we'll see 2 timeouts. McCarthy under center. Threw the ball well. Last drive, quick pitch out to Baroses. A lot of room on the edge. Ale gets a seal block, and Baroses to the 50. And that is exactly how they started the last drive. Baroses does a nice job getting out of bounds. Stop that clock. Ale, big time block on the edge there. Wasn't a big block, but just got enough of Norwood to give Baroses the edge.
All right, I think the outside blocking is what really is giving the Paladins the advantage when they've had an advantage in this game. The outside blocking is exactly what you need to get guys like Michael Baroses out on the edge and take advantage of his speed.
So McCarthy, the quarterback, of course. Hunter Hawk in the backfield. Ale and Baroses, the B-backs. Baroses is going to be a pass from McCarthy. He's got some time. He's going deep and overthrown and out of bounds.
McCarthy seems to be more accurate when he's throwing down the middle of the field. Outside, not as accurate. Sometimes he'll hit one, but when he's going on the middle of the field, and we saw Pisgah had that clearly covered, defended. He's more accurate down there. I think Pisgah's been watching their tape.
So 2nd and 10 here. That throw, although it tries to catch the defense off guard, puts you a little bit behind the chains with this triple option attack. Let's see if the defense keys in on Baroses. He's been having a lot of success getting to the edge. This time it's Hawk. He gets down to about the 44-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Paladins here.
Big down right here.
And you see it, they haven't given to the fullback much. They do it there. You know, maybe that Patriot defense is overflowing, getting ready to get to the sideline, picks up a nice 6-yard chunk.
Absolutely, definitely take advantage of the defense. But like you said, getting to the sideline, looking for a pass maybe, run up the middle a little bit.
3rd and 4, 1:05 on the clock. It's Hawk again, bust through, first down to the 42-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 1 minute while they reset the chains. Pinecrest still has 2 timeouts at their disposal. And they're gonna run the clock as the chains set rather quickly. So McCarthy gets the call in. Certainly have to have a sense of urgency here. 50 seconds, it's a lot of time, but that clock's continuing to run. Down, splits out wide, he gets set, receiver to each side. McCarthy's gonna throw the football, pressure in his face, makes a man miss, has his eyes downfield, throws deep, it's Addison Ale, and it looked like McCarthy maybe should have just tucked that one and gotten some yards.
He could have tucked it, and yeah, Jack Binkley running down the field. He looked like he had to step on him, but that would have been a really tough throw for Ryan.
McCarthy flushed from the pocket early there, and on that last drive, you know, throwing the football, really nice job by that Pinecrest offensive line of giving him protection to get to a 3-step drop, set his feet, and throw. That time had pressure in his face pretty quickly.
That offensive line has been really, really stout, I think, during this game. And it's really the skill players who are really starting to step up in this quarter. That's what's making a difference.
McCarthy under center. He's going to keep it out to the edge. Pitches it late to Baroses, and he's got the sideline, and he might have gotten a first down. McCarthy pitching the ball out late a lot of the evening, but doing a very nice job of putting it right on his A-back's hands.
Really nice, and it's good to see that he's taking his time and making the decision. That fullback handoff, you got to be quick, but when you're going out for the pitch, like we saw in that replay, you just take your time, read the defense, and make your decision as he did there.
3rd and short here for this Paladin offense. 29 seconds on the clock, 2 timeouts remaining. It's McCarthy under center. He bowled forward for a short first down earlier. Pitch out to Baroses, gets to the edge, and smartly ducks out of bounds. So just when you think they're gonna go inside, they still continue to get to that edge. And yeah, they just seem to have more speed on the outside than Pisgah's had defensively most of this game.
They're really doing, especially during this time of the game. You want to get out of bounds, and you would think that Pisgah would be crowding the sidelines, but still having success running outside with Baroses especially.
23 seconds on the clock, ball on the 25-yard line. Still think you need about 10 more yards to get in clean field goal range for Stuart Jeans as Barozas comes in motion. It's a draw play for Hawk. Middle of the field, got some room, and a nice tackle there. And quickly, I imagine Pinecrest is going to use a timeout, and they finally do with 15 seconds left as Coach Winter sprinting up to the official. Hawk looked like he had some room, but a nice tackle in the open field there by the Patriots defense.
Pinecrest in a very good position right now. Looks like they could probably, Stuart Jeans could probably make a field goal from this. And
it's about 38 yards from here, 15 seconds on the clock.
He's got a big leg.
Right.
It's just really a matter of accuracy. He can kick it out of the stadium. But he's not as much of an experienced field goal.
He's a soccer player. He's not a field goal kicker.
Exactly. And it's really, it's a precarious position that they're in if they get down below 10 seconds right now.
Right. Well, and it's like, do you maybe just say conservative, say let's get 2 or 3 yards and be in the middle of the field for our kick? Or is it, hey, let's try to get to the edge. Maybe we have to kick from the hash, but there's a potential that kick comes from 7 or 8 yards closer.
Right. You only got one timeout, and that's a key to the thing you want to be careful with.
Certainly. So here we go, 15 seconds on the clock. The crowd starting to bring some noise, especially over on that Pisgah student section side. 2nd and 6, 15 seconds. McCarthy, he's going to keep it, pitches it out to Barozas. Barozas is going to dart out of bounds. 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8 seconds. The clock kept running. So we'll see what Coach Winter chooses to do here. The clock stops. He's given instructions on the far sideline. It may just be, hey, take the snap, get a quick knee. We'll use that timeout. Let's kick it from the middle of the field. So ball right now on the 16-yard line. 8 seconds left. Score tied at 14. After going down 14-7, the Paladins drove the length of the field, punched a touchdown in, forced Mount Pisgah to kick or to punt back to them. Now they have a chance with 8 seconds left to potentially, McCarthy's got to get down. He's got to get down. He does. Let's use that timeout, Coach Winter. He does. 2 seconds on the clock. McCarthy, a nice gain. A little worried he was going to use all that time, but Stuart Jeans is going to come on to attempt this field goal. I would certainly expect the Patriots coaching staff to ice him. They do have 2 timeouts, but ball spotted on the 12-yard line, so that'll bring up a 27-yard kick.
This is one of those situations where
9-yard kick, excuse me.
This is one of those situations where the kicker, not a lot of people notice him throughout the game, and then when it gets to this time, everything's on his shoulders. Somehow the game is up to him when really, it
happens,
up to it.
Right. The game's taken 47 minutes and 58 seconds to get to this point. He just has a chance to be the hero, or he has a chance to be the hero, let's say.
I was just saying, I don't want to.
Stuart Jeans, who's been a steady kicker on extra points. I believe this is his first field goal attempt of the year.
Maybe do that little hop step. This seems to give him a little momentum.
We talked about this game last year, 28-25, came down to a missed field goal by Mount Pisgah, and they're going to use one of those 2 timeouts. And I believe in college and high school football, you can use all your timeouts, right? In the NFL, you can't use 2 timeouts in a row. So there's certainly a strong chance that we could come out, line it all up, we'll get all excited again, and then we'll take a quick pause. So,
can you imagine what is going through Stuart Jeans' head right now? It must be madness.
Well, and you hope, for Jeans, he's just saying, hey, this is a 29-yarder, right? This is a chip shot for me.
Right.
I just got to make sure, right? I keep my head down. I put my foot in the right spot. I do all my fundamentals. The snap has to be perfect from there, and the hold's got to be down. So, it's certainly it's a team effort. You talk about the kicker, but there's 3 parts to this. All have to go well. Stuart Jeans has to execute his. Certainly, that may be the most important part.
Stuart Jeans is on to try a field goal attempt.
So Jeans again lines it up, puts the tee down at the 19-yard line. Ball on the left hash, the near hash, and there's the second timeout. The snapper for the Paladins, number 81, Wills Brown, and the holder, number 22.
And we saw during last time out, just getting a practice kick. He's going to get another practice kick.
Yeah, certainly. There's no reason not to. You see it a lot of times in college and the NFL. You know, if they do ice them, the snapper will snap the ball anyway. The kicker will go ahead and get a practice kickoff, and it looks like Jeans is set to do it again. Wants to go ahead and get his rhythm down, and you know, you might as well, if you're going to do that, and just say, you know, instead of standing there thinking, right, go ahead and go through the motion.
Yeah, just go through the motion, keep your body moving.
And it looks like the officials aren't going to let him do it this time. So, go Coach Winter giving a few last instructions to Patrick Sullivan, telling him to step down, don't let anybody through. Let's keep a nice clean backfield for our kicker. So here we go, we're out of timeouts. 2 seconds on the clock, game tied at 14. Stuart Jeans, the senior, right-legged chance to win this game and keep them undefeated in the region. It is up and it is through. Stuart Jeans with ice in his veins wins it. The final score, Pinecrest 17, Mount Pisgah 14. What a scene on the field.
What a scene.
Stuart Jeans.
Stuart Jeans ran 60 yards down the field. It is pandemonium.
And what an unbelievable high school football game, as on the down by where the field goal was kicked. We do have a Paladin down. It looked like it may have been Stone Brown, but not sure. So you see Coach Winter and the staff heading over there to check on him. Teams will line it up to shake hands. And wow. Wow.
Can you believe
what
it?
a game, John Paul. What a game.
What a first quarter and a fourth quarter. Second and third, you could have just skipped the whole thing. But what a game, seriously.
So just a quick scoring recap before we wrap it up. Pinecrest started opening drive, went 70 yards, 24-yard touchdown run from Michael Baroses. Then in the second quarter, Mount Pisgah struck back Max Miller from 3 yards. We didn't have any scoring in the third. Fourth quarter, we had quite a bit of scoring as Mount Pisgah, Max Miller again ran in from a yard out. Then next drive, in response with some adversity, Pinecrest comes back, drives the length of the field, 9-yard touchdown reception from Corey Downs, and then we see it there. 2-minute drive executed to perfection by the triple option offense led by quarterback Ryan McCarthy and Stuart Jeans, the hero. John Paul, just what are your thoughts? I know we're all excited about that win, but especially that fourth quarter coming through adversity. What did you see out of this team, especially out of some of these senior leaders for the Paladins?
I really saw like their leadership and their confidence. I saw a decline in the mental mistakes and the dumb personal fouls, and I just saw that confidence go through the roof. It looked like they were just playing in practice. They just handled it amazing. It's executed to perfection. What a game. What a game.
What a game. And Stuart Jeans' right foot wins it for the Paladins. Final score here from Mount Pisgah Christian School in Alpharetta. Pinecrest Paladins 17, Mount Pisgah Patriots 14. Thanks for tuning in here to Pinecrest Academy Football presented by SUV TV. For Ned Case, John Paul Hoover, and our entire crew, enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you next Friday night.